Hello, everybody. This episode is brought to you by Sam's HR violations. Just kidding. we're just cackling over Sam's love life right before the live. But anyways, welcome to the February book club live show where we're going to be discussing When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy, and also the third book in the Cowboy Colony series, Married to the Alien. Not married.
I don't know.
Wrangled by the alien. What is the third one called?
Resisting the Alien Rider.
Thank you, Richie. Resisting the Alien Rider by Ursa Dax.
This is why we can't talk before show. Oh my god.
It's true.
I'm so sorry, Alea.
And also, everybody definitely read the books as well.
Oh yeah,
we've super read them
today.
Can I show you my bookmark that I have in this horror book right now?
Oh,
have you ever read The Monster at the End of this book? The book about Grover?
No.
It's a kid's book where he's like, oh no, there's a monster at the end of the book, and he gets scared, and so he says, you turn the page, and then he gets really mad, and he says, you turn another page, but then at the end of this book, the spoiler alert for the monster at the end of this book, but the monster is him. It was my favorite when I was a kid, so that's my bookmark right now.
That's kind of a banger, honestly.
It was really great. Thank you.
Okay, so what was read?
I read Resisting the Alien Rider.
Cool.
And like over half of When the Wolf Comes Home.
I read this 2 or 3 months ago. And then I got 64% into Resisting the Alien Rider. So I haven't gotten to the Oaken part, which was like, I was racing for it. I was like, please get me there.
And then Alea, you read both, right?
I read both.
That's why they paid you the big bucks.
Thank God.
I read both. I was listening to the audiobook of When the Wolf Comes Home until 4 a.m. last night. So that's a fever dream. And then I was reading Resisting the Alien Rider today, and it was so good.
I have to say, far and away my favorite in the series so far. Far and away, not even close. It was fire. I loved it. I cried multiple times. I don't know what was happening. I'm also sick, so that might be part of it. But I was so locked in. Oof.
I loved it. I love them together. I think I partially like it because he's like the stoic type, which is fun. But I also just love that like they're not supposed to be together, and then Oaken ends up being his cousin, which was cool to find out.
I highlighted that line and went my throuple hopes and dreams from the last live show.
I also love the like found family with her and
Killian.
Garrett and Killian the kid, and they're like them like co-parenting this kid. Oh my god,
Killian did make the book for me.
And you're right,
running
honestly.
Around buck ass naked because he doesn't want to get ointment for his ears. Like, thank you.
That was kind of a tense scene. Like, I know we have one in every book, but I feel like this was the most where I was like, oh my god, like, they're gonna kill Garrick.
It's also the longest book.
Yeah.
And I feel like that scene was twice the length of the normal climax. Sorry, my light bulb keeps flickering. I think it's going out. Stressing me out.
I thought that the way that they set up, where it was like Garrick feels like it's his fault that Oaken is here in the first place, and like the guilt he was reckoning with, like being into Magnolia, I thought was just I was eating it up. It was so good.
I feel like it's getting to the point where I'm like, am I just too aware of this author and their writing? Because I was like, obviously one of them didn't do a murder. Obviously one of them is pure. So who's it gonna be? And then also like just like little things where you're just like, yeah, no, it's following the path. It's following every other book. You have like the beginning setup of being like, well, these people in the other books, and you're like, I know you have to do this for the readers to jump in third book, but like, I know, babes, I know these people. So like the setup, I was like, all right, let's get it going. And then I think my hardest time being 64 pages in is understanding that it's been a month for them.
Right.
Because I'm like, we've had a week maybe where there's like 3 major scenes that were happening. I feel like the first 2 nights were most of the book, and then a month had passed, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Nothing eventful in a month?
Honestly, I did kind of, like, I agree that the pacing of it was whack, but I liked the concept of it because, like, I do think that they were a little too different to fall for each other after 2 days, so I was like, okay, but no, after a month of, like, getting to know this person, and especially with the co-parenting thing set up, I was like, I could see this. Like, it conceptually did feel more believable to me, but I agree that I don't know if she stuck the landing on how she got there.
But I will say, there is like no romance until 50%. Like, they don't even start to think of each other in that way until about 50%, where they're like, oh, I don't want to say goodbye. And then they're like, oh, like they had thoughts beforehand, but it's like the first time where they're like actually coming to terms, and that feels a little bit more believable. It's not quite as insta-lovey.
I know that, like, in the first book when we talked about it, I was especially gagged by the cherry tree at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the making the vest from the wedding dress was that moment for me where I was like,
yeah,
I lost my mind. That was so good.
I highlighted a part where I was like, for sure she's going to make a stuffed animal for Killian, right? That's like the only thing through this whole book. I was like, if that happens, we're good. That's all I want now. And then a vest out of a wedding dress. Oh. Which also kind of gives like the Darcy's pink hair dye. Like they all have like that one signifier, but usually it's coming from the man, not the woman. So
true.
Kind of nice.
The and I know that you didn't get here, Sam, because the sex in this book is like the last 10 pages, 15 pages, Alea?
Oh, yes.
I have to be honest. I was fully ready to come on here and say, like, when I started reading the sex scene, I was like, this is the worst sex scene of the entire series. And then by halfway through the sex scene, I was like, I'm a liar and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I've never read a book before, actually, is the thing about it. Like, that's the crazy thing.
I was gonna say, I like how the spice was done in this a lot. And I also like how the whole Oaken thing was handled, and I don't want to spoil that for Sam.
No, you can spoil. I'm gonna finish the book either way. You can tell me.
He's like totally chill with it.
He's a really cool guy.
How it would be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they wouldn't, for it not happening until the 70-ish% mark, like only having that small chunk where it's like they have to get it on, and they have to resolve this with Oaken. Like, he has to be cool about it, or else he wouldn't want a new bride.
When he, like, and again, I'm trying not to give away like too much, but when he meets, Oaken meets Magnolia, she's unconscious, and Oaken thinks that it's Garrick's wife.
Yeah.
And by the time Garrick is like, no, dog, it's yours, and I fucked up real bad, and I'm so sorry, Oaken is like, well, I already kind of thought that you were in love with her and thought that she was your wife anyway, so I feel like it'd be super weird if I wanted to marry her now. Like, we're chill, don't worry about it, it's fine. And it's kind of a non-issue.
Yeah, it's also cool to see Oaken's perspective of like what happened when they were kids and how they ended up on the planet, because Garrick has like a totally different view of that whole situation. It's like he's got all this guilt about all this stuff, and everybody's like, no, dude. Like, nobody's holding anything against you. It's just you like stressing about stuff.
And I thought it was like a relative, I mean, as believable as these books ever get, but I thought it was a relatively believable way for Garrick to feel that amount of shame and for Oaken to be like, no, what are you fucking talking about? Because like they were focused on such different things, because like so like Garrick is like, well, he didn't do the crime and I'm the reason he got sent here. But Oaken is like, yeah, but you killed the guy who was beating me to death, so I'd be dead if you hadn't done it, so I don't really mind being here. Like being there wasn't that fucking great. And so like I thought that was like a really nice way to sort of balance that, where it felt like believable and it felt like the characters could really feel that way, without having to be like, no, baby, it's so fine, you killed someone and it's like actually cool that I took your sentence for you.
Yeah, I liked Magnolia's backstory too, when she finally told him like why she left her planet. That was cool. And I mean I love watching her like nurse everybody back to health too. with Killian and him every time they get hurt. Her being like, I gotta get my ointment. Hold on. You didn't tell me you were hurt. Oh my God. Love her.
They
Fierce
definitely
queen.
felt older.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the first two felt like young love. You're in your 20s and you're going on a crazy trip and you happen to get married in Vegas. Like, that's kind of how the first two books felt in comparison to this one, where it's like building up time. We're a month with them. They feel older because they're in like their 30s. And actually like making kind of smart decisions.
Did they say how old Magnolia was? Because I know that they said that he was like mid-30s.
Yeah, he's like 36.
36.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fallon feels younger to me. Like going from Fallon's book to this book feels like we went from the younger golden retriever to like the guy who's been dealing with a lot of bullshit for 36 years, you know? Which I was fine with. I like him. It
makes sense why he ended up with Killian, because I think if Fallon was with Killian, like they'd both be killing each other. Like,
that would be crazy work.
Yeah.
Everything would be on fire. They'd burn down the whole planet by accident.
Yeah, it would be too similar.
I will say, I think that Ursa Dax is very good, because I think she did it with Sylar, and I think she did it again, maybe even more successfully with Garrick, of doing the like, yes, he's stoic, but he's not mean. Because I feel like that's the trope that a lot of like romances that, like, you know, when you think about like the After series or like Anna Wong books and stuff like that, where it's like, he's a dick. Why do you even like him?
Not the After series.
Brother. But like, you know what I mean? Like there's definitely a sense of like, why would you ever be into this guy? Whereas like with these, it's like, well, he's quiet, but that doesn't mean he's like an asshole. He just doesn't talk, and that's
he
fine.
ate soap for her.
Right.
Oh, talk about the soap. The moment where he like is nearly dying because he was like, I got what mattered to me, and it was the fucking soap. That was the first time I cried.
That whole fuck ass spider thing. I was so not into it. I hated everything about that spider. It's not for me. I did not want to be there. I did not like it. No.
I don't know. I love getting to see like the moments where he's really tender to like Killian. He's like trying to protect him, and I don't know, kind of that parental thing, but also just like the way he's fiercely looking out for everybody and always worried that other people are going to get hurt or whatever. It's like he's stoic, but he still shows that he cares, even if it's not, you know, saying, oh my God, I love you, Killian, every single 5 minutes, you know?
Well, and even him talking about, like, I loved them in the scene where he is trying to get Killian to put on his boots. And he's talking about, like, how difficult it is because he doesn't know what to do, because he's promised he's never going to hit this kid, but he doesn't have anything else to do. And so he's like, so I guess this kid's just not going to put on his fucking boots because I'm still not going to hit him. And, like, kind of feeling, like, the helplessness of, like, wanting to be that guy, but, like, still refusing to and choosing to be better. I was like, okay, all right, hi, Garrick, let's go.
Well, also having the understanding of him being like, wear your boots. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, don't wear the boots. And then he goes and finds the boots knowing, oh, he probably slept with them on and just kicked him off in his sleep. Like, he just knows him so well. The last scene that I read was the scene where he's explaining to Killian that Magnolia is leaving them. And he's like, once we get there, we're done. Like, she's going to stay. And he's like, we'll kill Oaken.
Yeah. Love Killian for that. Also, love how Garrick's not just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? He's like, you've thought about this a lot. That's an interesting take.
I hear you, but it's my cousin, and I feel guilty about it. So, like, let's not.
Yeah, he's like, maybe don't kill my family member, but like, love that you're into her.
Well, I also love that he was so defensive of Killian all the time, even though Killian objectively has been fucking his life up. Like, Killian ruined his farm, and he still was like, he didn't mean to. He got me as soon as he needed to. Like, I saw the fire pit. It wasn't his fault. Like, defending him to Magnolia, somebody who already likes him, I was like, oh.
And lying to the Warren about him being like, no, it was lightning.
Oh.
Trying to cover it, yeah.
Yeah, we love him. I don't know if he was my favorite guy of the series so far, but I think he might have been. Because I did like Fallon. Boy, howdy, I did like Fallon.
Yeah. I think without Killian, no. I think without Killian, I'd be like,
say it.
Just a man. But when you see like the tender bit parts where he's like, I'm trying so hard, but I also don't know any better. When Magnolia rightfully is like, you guys just got shipped here with no mental health, no therapy.
Yeah.
And you're just like expected to care for another kid. That's wild. But it's nice to see like the flip side of Magnolia, who has 5 younger siblings and like was a nurse, and her sad story with Nelson. It's just like, it was nice to see like the two contrasts of like both trying to do good in different ways.
There was a line before they like realized they were in love with each other that I thought was so unbearably sweet. where she's talking about her siblings, and then he says like, it says something like he wonders if her siblings realize how lucky they are to have been loved by someone like that. And I was like, I'll throw up. Don't ever say that to me ever again. That was crazy. I like this one. It's my favorite.
There's a loud bird cawing outside, and I was distracted. But I love this one too.
Yeah.
If there will be like a future book that's set like 10, 20 years, whatever, in the future where we get to see like a Killian book. Or like somebody gets sent to Killian and we get to see like how he's grown up and like where he decided to.
I never even thought of that till you just said it. I was so busy loving this romance and the spice, and got to the end, it was like, shut up and take my money, no notes.
Part of my like thinking of that was because he's like the same, he's like 5 feet, and I just could never pin down his age at the beginning. Yeah. So I'm like, is he 16 and he's gonna be like a little horn dog for this woman, or is he like a 12-year-old? Like I couldn't figure it out for the longest time until like the bathing scene where I was like, okay, he's much, much younger.
I was just gonna say it was the bathing scene where I was like, oh, he's a kid. Got it.
Yeah. Where I was like, this isn't weird at all, and we're all cool, and this is just like a cute little family thing. But yeah, at first I was like, he's got to be like 16 or something. No, he's just a really rebellious child.
And it also makes so much more sense that he burned down the farm if he's like 9 canonically. Yeah. Like I was like, that actually wouldn't be his fault, or at least would be much less his fault.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see it. Just book number 10 is just 20 years in the future, following like the new small edition of children that are coming in that have grown up, and
that's cool.
I do have a question for Alea that unfortunately is going to be a spoiler for Sam.
That's fine.
I feel like in every book with the smut itself, we sort of go a step further, right? Like and so perhaps my memory has faded from the last 2, but has anybody gotten fucked with the tail before? Because that was kind of crazy.
No,
I don't think that happened yet.
I don't think so.
I
was telling my coworker about this though, and she thought when I said tail, when I was talking about the cocktail, she thought I was talking about the actual tail. And I was like,
no. Oh yeah, I will say I'm talking about the actual tail right now.
Yeah.
Which hasn't happened before, so.
Yeah.
Also, congrats on 1K.
Thank you. I agree with Richie on that. Also, okay, I liked that they didn't do it in Oaken's room, because I was like,
good.
I know they mentioned like they didn't feel comfortable with that, but then I was like, the spice is coming. Like, I'm glad you're out in your own building, you know. Also, love Killian finding them and being like, ew, are you naked? Like, you're not married. Like, don't sleep next to her with your dick out. Like, what's
wrong with you? The whole time that they were going to do it in the tent next to Killian. And I was like, at this point, it didn't feel like that. But like leading up, I was like, it's going to happen at some point, because usually sex happens so much sooner.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want that.
No, it's literally like the last 15 pages of the book they have sex.
So interesting. So different from the others.
Yeah. But it felt really natural, because like there's definitely a moment where you're like, they're gonna have sex, and then it takes a hard pivot and they are absolutely not gonna have sex. And so you gotta have to get through that before it's like, okay, we're all good. Now we can maybe have some spice in there.
Okay.
I think it was also delayed probably so that you didn't have to feel like she was cheating on Oaken.
Yeah.
Like all that shit had to get sorted before we could get to the point where it's like, we all feel really good about this happening here and now, you know?
That's true. I will say, and I'm sorry, Sam, you haven't gotten here, but there is a moment where she does just grab his dick, and I was like, girl, stop, girl, no.
I was like, get it, girl.
Listen, I wanted it for her, but it was so crazy to have them be like in the middle of like the conversation of her being like, well, I've decided I'm not going to marry Oaken. And he's like, I don't say that. Like, don't, shut up. You're absolutely going to marry Oaken. And then she's like, and what if I grabbed your cock then? It was like, I don't think this is the moment or the movement right now.
I don't know. It's maybe fair.
Happy for you.
He jacked off on a tree because she touched his ear, so even actually.
That's true. That was so funny.
Yeah. I will say, in regards to the spice too, getting a little tired of thinking it's funny to mispronounce the word clitoris. We've done it in 2 books now, Ursa. That's your 2. I'm over it. We gotta stop.
Cucumboner. I'll never forget.
Nip. Yeah. No. It was. I'm good. I'm good. It was like mildly amusing, I guess, the first time. The second time, I was like, I'm fucking. We're adults here. I don't need to have the silly haha. He doesn't know the word for penis. Like, I'm good. Because it also feels very weird to like.
It was like dinosaur. So like.
Oh yeah, I think. Yeah, I think Clitosaurus in the last one.
Yeah. That and then
in this one. This one, it was. I don't even remember what it was.
It was like a horse's.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And then he also said like nip holes.
Yeah. She was like,
I was like.
Oh my god. Speaking of weird words, one contradiction area with the spider. She called the spider by its proper name before she was told what the spider was. I was so mad about that. Like, in her internal monologue, she's like, the spider fell out of the tree, but she said the idra. And I was like, you don't know what that word is. I was so mad.
The way Alea and my jaw fully like dropped at that. Yeah, she didn't she?
That's the only
I did not clock that she said it before he said it.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
That was like the one where I was like, you can't do that to me.
That's a good catch, Sam. I didn't even catch that.
It's like the only books that I'm like slightly
Also, I'm thinking more about
where I'm like, I didn't see that. In this book, I'm like, excuse me, you did not know what that spider was.
That's such a good point. Oh my god. I'm thinking about the mispronunciations of the genitalia, and I'm like, at this point, it's like it's not funny, haha. It's like y'all need a reading teacher. Do y'all know how to read? You're all reading the same book. None of you guys know how to pronounce shit.
Like,
so what's good?
Eric, because he doesn't have the book, but the other two, it's just like it's translated into your language, and then like
because they don't have a word for it.
They're speaking their alien language, and she's speaking her alien language, and their ear translators are doing it for them.
Right.
So, like,
they do. I did like that they played with that a little bit, where there's a couple times where she like mouths something to him, and he's like, "Well, my fucking translator isn't gonna pick that up, babe, because you're not saying anything."
I don't know what that means.
I like that a lot.
I like that in the spicy scene where like she was saying yes, but like too quietly, and he stops and is like, "What? Speak up, bitch!"
I have incredibly good hearing, and I can't hear that.
Yeah.
Are we clocking the consent? That was good. That was a fun little like. It's consent, but we're not like dwelling on it being a heavy thing. Ooh.
Yeah. I really like this one. I agree with everything Sam says, but fuck, I was so in. I don't even care. It was so good. And the next one's the Warden 10 book. Ooh,
I was gonna ask, is it the Warden or Oaken next? I couldn't remember.
It's the Warden.
Oh yeah.
We're reading good, y'all.
And I will read it before the live show, and I will actually finish it. I swear on my life.
I really think that. Oh, my cat's here. Hi, baby.
Hi,
I really think that it was nice that Magnolia was black, and that they do talk about it, but they also like have a lot of little moments sprinkled in where it's like she wears a bonnet to bed and stuff like that, where it was like they I think did a good job of not like making a fucking meal out of it, but like it was clear and it was like very much pointed. It was not just we wrote a white girl and then said she had brown skin. Like, I thought that was nice.
Agreed. Just the cat butt.
Just
love that.
Showing hole on cam. Dude, stop.
On my channel?
My goodness.
Oh my god. Well, do we want to talk about When the Wolf Comes Home? I'm curious to hear thoughts on this.
It's going to be so much harder to talk about with Richie.
No, listen, you can spoil it. I'm okay.
I guess I'll start the conversation off with, do you, and I know you haven't finished, but do you classify this as a horror book?
Fabulous question.
Because I was going to do a video where I'm like reading 1-star ratings of my favorite books of last year. Mm-hmm. And I was reading reviews for this book, and all of the 1 stars were like, it's just not horror. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't think you understand the genre. 1 second, Cat has to go.
I think it's Actually, it's funny because I was thinking about that. In my mind, it's like a fantasy horror. And I also read, am currently reading The Macabre by, Cassandra Jackson. And that one is also like very similar, where there's like horrific scenes, but it also has like a lot of fantasy stuff kind of too. Yeah. So in my mind, it's like a similar genre of like fantasy horror. But this also has a lot of body horror and like dismemberment in it.
Yeah, it's Nat Cassidy. So if I was the character in this book, I'd be so scared. I'd be terrified.
When there's so much discussion about fear too, it's like that isn't normally in like a fantasy.
I'm a little biased because I did read Nat Cassidy's review of his book on Goodreads, where he was kind of explaining like his inspirations, where he was like, Mary was sort of this like giallo and like describing all of his references there and describing like, the like 70s, like Rosemary's Baby for nestlings. And with this one, he was like, it was like 80s action horror. So it was like a little bit of like Terminator. It was a little bit of it. It was a little bit. And I was like, once he said that like I read that before I started the book.
Gotcha.
So when I started reading it, I was like, well, obviously this is a horror. It's just like a very specific subgenre of horror. And I think that maybe the people who don't think it's horror just don't like that subgenre of horror.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. The book where a guy turns into a wolf and then eviscerates like 7 fucking people in front of a 5-year-old, I don't know that I'd classify it as anything else.
Yeah, I think just because there's a werewolf and like somebody who has like kind of X-Men powers, like, but it's not. But there's so much butchering and killing and hunting and fear and terrifying stuff.
I know a lot of people were really turned off by the cartoon scene. I thought that was fucking brilliant, and I frankly won't hear a word against it. Like, I love that.
Cool.
I thought it was so awesome. I thought it was so good. Yeah. I also was raised on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, that was my like a family movie for us.
Yeah.
So, like, any reference to it in a book, I'm like, yes, that's so fun.
Well, I think it's such a good example of like things that scare kids, where he like picked a reference that is so well known that you're like, yes, if you were 5 and it was your first time seeing Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Judge Doom is gonna scare the fuck out of you, because you know what, we were all 5 once and Judge Doom scared the fuck out of us. Like, it felt like a very specific like personal reference. And also the concept, like, I think they played really well, because it could be really corny, but playing with the idea of like, okay, you're a 31-year-old woman and now there's a cartoon character in front of you who's trying to kill you, and like your brain can't quite even process what it's seeing. Like, that's horrifying.
Yeah, so if that fear of the unknown, the fear of like, what the hell is happening? Like, you can't even react fast enough because it doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought it was cool. It's different. It's a different thing, because I think maybe that's why people aren't, I don't know, clocking it as this specific subgenre of horror, because I feel like you don't usually see a lot of this kind of stuff in more recent horror, I guess. Usually it's like, okay, it's a slasher or it's Final Girl or something like that. It's not like, oh, there's fantasy elements and there's cartoons and there's other stuff in there.
I think once he said it was an inspiration for it, like the Stephen King book, I think that really locked in for me, because a lot of that is about like specifically children's fears and like kind of forcing you to get to a headspace where like you remember how scary you thought things were when you were 11. And like a lot of them, like the monsters in that book, because Pennywise doesn't stay the clown the entire time, he turns into whatever they're most afraid of. And a lot of the shit that they're most afraid of, like there's a scene where like Richie gets chased by like a werewolf from a scary movie he and his friends just saw, who's like wearing a Letterman's jacket. And like it is very like silly, campy, like classic horror monsters for a lot of it that like aren't very scary. But you're like, yeah, no, if I was 11 and that started actually chasing after me, I'd shit my pants. Like, and I think that the cartoon was like much the same thing of like, yeah, it's maybe silly to read on the page and then 2 weasels popped out of the bathroom with a knife. But like, if you were actually in that hotel room and a cartoon character was standing in front of you for real, like this, that would scare the hell out of you.
Honestly, if it was a weasel that wasn't a cartoon, I would be scared as shit. Weasels are weird as fuck. If there's a weasel in my bathroom with no knife, I'm scared. You know what I mean?
I recently found out that earlier this year, the Seattle sewers were like over flooding. And so rats were like popping out of people's toilets.
Oh, hell no.
Find
I've heard of that before. I had a coworker, I think, who told me that happened once at her parents' house. I can't recall who it was, but I do recall a story about a rat coming out of a toilet, and I was like, "No, ma'am."
And then this, like, Seattle's, like, government people or whatever, they were like,
disgusting.
Yeah, just, like, pour a lot of soap and then just, like, flush the rat back down.
Excuse me?
That was their advice.
A little Dawn on it? What are you talking about?
The only advice that they gave.
I'm just picturing me screaming in my bathroom, spraying my Dawn power wash like it's a gun as I'm trying to get this rat back into my toilet.
And when you have cats, it's like, that's not how this is going to go down. I had a mouse that came into my house, and my cat chased it into the bathroom, caught it, doesn't know how to kill it because she's a house cat, dropped it on my foot, and I screamed like a banshee. That's what's going to happen with this fucking rat. There's no putting it back down the toilet. They're quick. And they're rodents.
Is haunted. Sam is in the middle of The Shining.
It didn't really start happening a lot until we started talking about the horror book.
I was going to say, I just thought it was
Cowboys, and it was like once or twice, and now it's like full flavors.
It's mood
I was
lighting.
like, this is just fitting ambiance at this point. Trying to get you in the vibe.
It's fine. Anyway.
I will say, some of the acting stuff hit a little too close to home. You can absolutely tell that Nat Cassidy works in entertainment and that he has been in the industry. I literally had to put the book away for like an hour after I read the line where the agent says to Jessa, your problem is you're not a Jennifer Lawrence, you're a Melissa McCarthy, so try losing 20 or gaining 50. And I was like, that's enough for today! Oh my god. I think he nailed that aspect of it.
Yeah. I really liked her as a character and just like following her. Like starting the scene with like, I work at a diner. It kind of sucks, but I will clean the bathroom to get out of this job. Touch a needle or something?
It was a syringe. Use syringe.
Yeah, and then just like bad the whole time, which I think it's fun to play with like hallucinations, drugs, mental something, or like reality. Which I think is like a fun setup, but having like that, and then on top of that, like this dynamic with her mom, and then also like trying to be a struggling actor and like improv groups and things of the sort.
And grieving her dad, the whole thing with her dad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I will also say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't finished the book, but as of right now, her mom is dead. And I really, really, really appreciate that they had the stones to kill her mom. Because I think that a lot of books would have been like, that's like our core relationship. We can't do that. And so I like, at the start of that scene, I was like, well, obviously she's going to get out. And like, for that to just simply not happen, I thought was fucking awesome.
That part made me cry. When her mom died on the phone. Oh my god. I think we can all relate.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was traumatizing. That took me out. But also I was like, I was thinking the opposite. I was like, she's not gonna make it because otherwise that tagline of like nobody will be spared doesn't work if you don't have the stones to actually do it.
Yeah.
And if any author is going to do it, it's going to be Nat Cassidy.
Yes.
True.
After reading Mary, I was like, for sure.
Get attached to anything ever.
Speaking of Mary.
Oh.
The Nat Cassidy cinematic universe?
I know. I
screamed out loud.
I was
okay, yeah, Sam, I was wondering if you caught this. When they first introduced Santos, and he's talking to the detective, and he's talking about that, like, detective turned author, Peter Arliss, who, like, disappeared in a fire. That is the main detective in the book Mary.
Yeah. So it's in the same world. I was like, holy shit.
I thought that was awesome.
And then, so is Nestlings in the same world too? I was like, is it all three? Is in the author's note at the end that I listened to, that via audio was.
Oh, crazy. You always have to listen to the author's note. Every book.
Oh,
he's always got
it. So good. But when he was saying he thinks of it as like not a series, but like together.
Yeah. Kind of like how people see certain Emily Henry books, like Stages of Grief. And how they like they can tell the difference between her romance books and her like literary romance books, because the literary ones are like following stages of grief, whereas the other romances are just like fun little campy little times.
That's really cool.
So I wonder if he's kind of seeing it that way too, where it's like it's not a series, but it's like an era for him, like it's a part of something.
Right. And maybe they're all in the same world, and they're all...
I'll say I didn't clock anything in Nestlings that would indicate that, but I also, like, I don't know. It made me want to reread Nestlings and to, like,
first or second?
Second. So Mary was his first, Nestlings was his second, now this one's his third.
Have you guys read Rest Stop?
No.
Need to.
I wonder if that's connected too, because I haven't read it either. But I think it has like a sort of fantastical monster element to it as well.
I think so. What's up with Nat Cassidy and crusty bathrooms? Because that one's set in a crusty bathroom. Sorry, I just noticed that thread and I just voiced that aloud. What's going on there, King?
I love the way he describes gross stuff so much. I think the prose goes crazy. I think he's so good at it, which is surprising because for a TV writer, describing gore is not really a thing that is not a skill that's required of you.
Describing
like you say, description is not super on the table when you're a TV writer. And so the fact that he's so good at it is consistently shocking. Because even when you think back to Mary, like the scene where she's like buried in the sand and they're describing her like skin drying out.
Yes.
It's disgusting and it's awesome.
I think about that shit all the time, that fucking book. It's so good.
I should reread it once I finish When the Wolf Comes Home.
Yes. Okay, also, we haven't talked about the kid at all. We have to talk about the kid.
I'm scared to say too much about the kid.
I can tell you where I left off. So, like, the mom just died, and then we had a flashback with Santos, and now I'm sitting in a seemingly interminable conversation in the car where she's describing to the kid why she likes improv.
That scene really stuck with me. I thought that scene was so funny. That kid roasts the fuck out of her. I love that kid.
Yeah, it's I'm about halfway through and I was like, brother, I don't know how long I can do this. Like, this is, as someone who has done improv for most of my life. Oy. But we love a struggling actor in her late 30s. We find that very relatable. So most of the shit that she said, even down to like, it was like the first page where she was like, yeah, this guy's like really cute, but like he does improv. And her coworker is like, you do improv, bitch. And she's like, yeah, but he's a guy who does improv and that's very different. I was like, that's true. That's 100% like accurate information.
If he wears a red flannel, you gotta run the other way.
Brother? Yes. For sure.
Slightly on topic, but there's
we gotta talk about the kid though.
Oh yeah, 1 second. There's a retired D&D campaign that I'm obsessed with, and one of like the teams in the competition is a bunch of flannel wearing improv boys that like perform really bad improv to get like bonus points during the competition.
4 of them are named Matt.
And they all wear black skinny jeans too.
Right.
Hey guys, we're just gonna need a quick suggestion from the crowd. It can be a place, it can be a person, it can be a thing that happened. I can't do it anymore.
Such a good touch point. Anyways, kid.
Oh, the kid.
I like that he wrote it in proper English and then would say how he pronounced it. I thought that was a really nice really, really nice way to get around the constant struggle that authors seem to have with writing kid talk and not sounding like a fucking idiot. So
I think Nat Cassidy has a young child, like close to this age.
Yeah.
So I think that also helps because I feel like a lot of people that write kids don't have them or they're teenagers and have just kind of forgotten what it's like.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk about the kid.
What do I want to say about the kid? I
think, you brought it up. What do you think?
What do I want to say about the kid? I think one of the things I liked about this book, well, 2 things. I liked the discussions about fear, obviously. And the author talks about that at the end too. But he doesn't talk as much about the discussions in here about perception. And I thought that was really cool. About like how the kid sees his dad and how that manifests. And not just like his powers coming out when he's scared of stuff, but his powers coming out when it's not fear related. And like, Richie, I don't know if you've gotten to this part yet, but the part where she tells him that she's famous.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That's right before the cartoon scene.
Right.
Yeah,
where it's
and all
not
the
a
paparazzi
fear
and
thing,
everything.
but the powers kit, it's like if he believes it, it can be real, even if it's not something he's scared of. I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was a brilliant way to like introduce the main like magical mechanic of the book too, to have it not be horror based. I thought that was awesome.
It really does have like a, if Matilda was in a horror novel, where it's like this kid that just has like this otherworldly ability and just like this supernatural power of sorts, while it's still just being so human, where it's like you're just actually able to see what the fears and perceptions are, rather than like it's just being in your imagination, like you're actively seeing it.
Well, and it felt like, at least up to the point that I've gotten, that it does kind of play with the idea that like even Matilda would be a horror book if you were there.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think that I really enjoy the way that they play around with things that like when you read them on the page like wouldn't be scary, and then he forces you into the character's perspective and like has to like kind of remind you like, yeah, but if you saw it, you wouldn't be very happy with that, would you? And I think that's like really clever and interesting.
Agreed. I kind of liked reading these two books together, like thinking about the kid and also thinking about Killian, and just seeing different characters who like aren't the parents, but they're sort of parenting, and they're trying to like help these kids who are like troubled and have issues and stuff in a way that's like productive and is actually like helping them kind of develop. It was cool. I liked seeing how our main character tried to help the kid and get him to not like think that he's just bad, and to kind of like control his stuff a little bit. Because his dad, oh my god, the kid's dad, a man who fumbled it all. I don't know what to say. Pissed me off at the end. I think it's the ex-military vibes with a kid who's like got X-Men powers. It's like, well, we're just cooked then, I guess. That's great.
No, the ending pissed me off and hurt me deeply. So
yes,
I don't knock too much back.
The first 2/3 of this book,
yeah,
the first 2/3 of this book, I really liked it. The last third, I was like, especially the end, I was like, I don't know about that, and I knew it wasn't gonna have a happy ending because Nat Cassidy told us that, but I was still like, I didn't like it. I didn't like her at the end when she's seeing like the ghosts and stuff. And I was like, I
did like the end, although I didn't at the same time.
I was like, I don't really fuck with that. You had me, and then I feel like you lost me at the end.
Yeah, I think that's where like the perception of how you want to have read the book, whether you want to believe that it's all real or if you want to believe that it's something to do with her and her like mental state and what she's going through. So I think that's one of those like more ambiguous things of like, how do you think? What theory can you come up with?
Right. I'm realizing lately that I hate that shit. I don't know.
No ambiguous endings.
if it's an ambiguous adult horror novel, I get to the end and I'm like, so but what's good? But where's the source of truth? I don't know. It's just pissing me off. That's probably a personal problem and really not the book. But.
I think you've talked about it before though, where you're like, I've put all this time into this book and you couldn't even bother to write an ending. Like, you're making me fucking DIY my own horror ending. This is fucked up.
It is kind of that, I think.
I'm trying to remember if We Used to Live Here is ambiguous in the end or not. But I feel like because the whole book is kind of just like a weird fever, I can't remember, but I need you guys to read it. And then
I read the beginning and I DNF'd it because it was pissing me off.
You have to stick with it.
It was the main girl.
The Caretaker's coming out, and then the movie's going to be made because he got a 3-movie deal for a 3-book deal. When 1.5 books will be out, because Caretaker comes out in April. But it was like a creepypasta like Reddit origin, so like there's a lot of theories on Reddit, and it's a fascinating thing that's happening. But
I think I read the ebook, and I heard if you read the physical book, it's got like the footnotes.
Don't know. I don't remember if there's footnotes or not, but I do know there's like Morse code at the end of chapter.
I don't know. But I know the ebook didn't have footnotes, and I was like, am I not liking this because I'm missing something? Or is it because this girly pop makes so many dumbass decisions? As soon as she opened the door and let the family in, I was like, no.
Okay.
I was like, this bitch is the dumbest person I've ever met in my life.
I've done that. So I can't like say that she's the stupidest person, because I've been in that position where I answered the door thinking that it was my ex, and I like opened it thinking like he had just too many groceries or whatever. And it was fully a salesman of cameras. And he was like, well, can I see your doorbell system? And instead of me saying, no, I do not want you in my house right now, I said, sure.
I would have said, absolutely not.
And I texted Austin. I was like, help, someone's in the house. And he's like, why would you say that? And then not respond to my call? So I had that stupid bitch.
I was like, immediately no. I was like, love that it's gay. Wish this lady didn't let these crazies in.
Yeah.
To this crazy house. I was like, what are you talking about?
Tendency of like just not being able to like put up the boundaries because you need to please whoever's at your door while your girlfriend is away.
I think
it felt too relatable, and that's maybe why I like the setup.
I think that's why I didn't like it, because I'm not that person, and I was like, the way I would have been like, the hell you are coming in my house unless you're a cop.
A lot of people say that when they read it.
Unless you're a cop or it's required, absolutely not. The boundary starts at the front door, brother. Absolutely not.
It does
not relatable. No.
Shift entirely from there, and like the journey you go on is so vastly different from the setup.
Okay.
But I also really like the audiobook. That's how I read it. And I hope to do a reread of it before The Caregiver comes out.
Caretaker? Is that one a direct sequel, or is it in the same world?
It's in the same world.
Okay.
But okay, flex the jaw, why don't you? Fine.
My mic has fully been off.
But it's like same universe type of story, and there's gonna be 3 books and then eventually like 3 movies. But the caretaker is like a minor character in We Used to Live Here.
Okay.
So it's like a strange cinematic universe type thing, but they're freaky books, and I really like them.
Okay, I might circle back with the audio because I read it with the ebook, so maybe the audiobook would be better.
There are footnotes, but the ebook had, because it's the same with Plain Bad Heroines. All the footnotes were at the end of the fucking book. So instead of it being on the page where it needs to be, they put them at the very end for ebooks. And I'm like, why would you do that? Who's going to read the book and then go through the footnotes? That's not going to...
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Don't read the ebook for Plain Bad Heroines either.
That's good to know. I know, I love haunted house stuff, so I thought I was going to like it more initially. And then I was like, I don't know about all this. I think it was the him and Han of like the family's almost leaving, and then they don't because their kid's in the basement. I was like, the way I wrangled that kid's ass and thrown him out of my house, goodbye. No.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I would do if a kid just ran into my house and hid somewhere, and the family was like, I can't find them, and I also can't talk them out of this fucking hole. Like, I also don't know what I would do.
I would have been like, enough with this gentle parenting. I'm dragging his ass out by his ear. Goodbye. I'm not fucking around with that. Especially if it's around dinner time. If I'm hungry, girl, bye.
Well, that's the thing. She doesn't have the groceries because her girlfriend went out to get the groceries.
I would have texted her and been like, look, you need to get here right now because there's a creepy family in here and I need a wingman because I don't know what's going on. Joe Schmo McGee's running around the basement. Nah, we don't need that. Low tolerance for strangers and their BS in my vicinity. No thanks.
I love that for you. I aspire for that confidence someday.
Alea would survive a horror movie.
You know what? I would survive it, and I would be because I'd be so pissed that they're interrupting my crochet time or some shit like that. I'd be like, the audacity for you to take time away from my hobbies? I don't think so.
Honestly, though, I don't even think you'd survive a horror movie. I just think there would be no movie.
Yeah.
Like, full tilt, like, I'm picturing, like, The Strangers, and somebody knocks on the door and is like, is Tamara home? And you're like, no, bye, and just lock the door. Like,
Literally, I'd be like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Have a nice night. Adios. Lock. Deadbolt. Double deadbolt.
I do have, like, a no soliciting sign now. So I'm like, don't even knock on my door. It makes my dog sad. And then I won't feel obligated to answer it on accident.
I always look out the peephole, and if I don't know you, I'm not answering the door, especially if it's a man or a man in khakis. if you're wearing khakis on my front porch, you will never ever see my face. Ever.
I checked my mail once, and a guy starts walking up to me, and I was like, no. And he was like, I was just gonna ask if you know anyone around here that's interested in church. I'm like, no, don't want to know.
No, actually, I like to. Now that I have a husband, I like to let him answer the door because he's tall and bearded and scary looking.
Feet tall.
Yeah, and I love to be like, honey, somebody's at the door and I'm not getting it. So if you want to deal with some bullshit, you go ahead and open that door. And I love to be like around the corner where I can hear them, but they can't see me. And every time he opens it, and immediately people are scared of him. And it's so funny and he's like stoic and no nonsense. So I like to let him talk to the guys in khakis, and they're like, can we talk to you about Jesus? And he's like, no, goodbye.
Peace and love on planet Earth. It is so funny to think of somebody being scared of Peyton.
I know, literally.
The least scary man I've ever met in my life. I feel like you and he are like when somebody has two dogs and one of them is like a pit bull, but it's like a 12-year-old pit bull who's just kind of like vibing, and then the other one is like a 3-year-old chihuahua, and they're like, oh, he's fine, and no, he's not fine. Like, yeah, the energy that you two give in conflict.
Absolutely. I think it's so funny. I'm like, you shouldn't be scared of him, but I love to watch that transpire because they're never ready for like a 6'5" bearded guy. I don't know what they're prepared for, but not him. It's so fun. Chihuahua doesn't even have to come out because I just let people be scared of the pit bull for no reason and just laugh. That's fun. Anyway, I derailed the conversation completely. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Back on the tracks. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess we were talking about the kid. Guys, I have so little to say because I have no fucking idea where it might go from here. Like, I honestly, most books, I'm like, yeah, I get the picture, but this is one where I'm like, I felt the same way about Mary, to be honest. It's like, I had no idea where that one was going. And I love that, but it does make talking about this hard.
It does, because it's like, it's different when you're spoiling, like, the end of a romance, where it's like, oh, they got together.
They fell in love.
And the conflicts got resolved, and there was sex. It's like, I would have assumed. Whereas with this, it's like you don't know what's gonna happen, so like telling you, feels wrong. It feels different.
If you two wanna spoil it, for the sake of the book club, I'm the dummy who didn't read it, so I'm not pressed. I'll still finish the book.
No, you know, we don't love the ending, and that it hurt me. So
yeah,
I think I'm prepared.
I did think, I will say that it was kind of weird that they pulled back on killing off Santos because I was actually extremely excited by that. Like, I thought that was fucking awesome. I was like, and honestly, it was like the 1-2 punch of like the line, like, then Santos knew no more. I was like, okay, so we've killed like basically our antagonist, like, or our deuteragonist, I guess, probably, but like we've murdered one of the main characters and he's done nothing so far. That's kind of interesting. And then killing off the mom like 2 pages later. I was so excited about that. Like, narratively, I was like, oh, we're in a whole different ballgame. And then he woke up and I was like, just kidding. Roll that back. We're in the same ballgame.
It was kind of interesting to have the kid's dad and Santos instead of just the kid's dad.
Yeah.
Santos was also very annoying to me. I was like, you are such a schmuck. You are the man on my porch with the khaki pants, King. Like,
I just have lost all patience with like cop wants to prove himself stories. I'm good. I don't care. And that's why I'm nervous about the CJ Lead one too, because I'm like, I don't care about your goals and your hopes and your dreams. I don't care. And
I forgot she had another book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be so fun.
But
like I don't know. So Santos, to me, I was like, I found him more interesting dead. To be honest, I found it significantly more interesting to be like, they sent out this guy who's disposable, who's like, no, I'm going to prove myself, and then he dies first day on the job. I was like, that's kind of awesome. And then it was not the case. And I was like a little bummed that he was alive. So sorry to that man, I guess. But I was actually hoping he died for real. And maybe he does later on. But at the moment that I'm at, when he gets his head slammed into the wall by the kid's dad, I thought that would be so awesome to kill him then. Like, I was so into it.
I kind of thought it was funny to see him and the kid's dad be beefing. That's so funny to me when you have like two antagonists who are like fighting each other. I'm like, you guys have completely lost the plot. Also, Santos is the worst detective I've ever seen in my life because the kid's dad was literally sitting there the whole fucking time. I was like, this guy somebody needs to take his badge. He hasn't noticed jack shit this whole time, and it's an embarrassment, frankly.
Yeah.
So I was like, you didn't clock this sketchy dude who's been sitting at the apartment all day, and you've been in the lot next to him? I'm like, you guys are both so stupid.
Well, and not even just at the lot. They like met at a gas station before.
It was like, what are you blind? Also, you saw pictures of this man. You read the file. I would have seen him and been like, oh, this is a code red. I don't even need to talk to Cookie.
Course. Yeah.
We're shifting course because the dad is here, which means we're already cooked. What are you talking about? Idiots.
I did like that he didn't want to turn into a werewolf, and like that kind of reveal in the scene where he not kills Santos. Thought that was delightful. And was glad that somebody saw it too, because I also think a trope I tire of in horror novels is when somebody has an adverse reaction. Well, in any novel really, when somebody has an adverse reaction but only seems to have that reaction when they're in complete and total fucking solitude, and so nobody knows that they're like not interested in it, and so you have to spend 150 pages where you as the audience member knows, but like everybody on screen is like, and they're just evil, and it's like, all right, like I know we're gonna get there eventually where somebody figures it out, so can we pick up the pace? And so I thought it was great that they were like, no, he got a couple massacres in, but like we're gonna tell you, like we'll let everybody else know that he doesn't actually like this. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I like that too. I also like how I hated that her mom died. No, why it needed to happen. Still fucked me up. Anyways, but I liked how the different old people in her house are talking about the way they see the monster and the way it's like shape-shifting. And at one point it's like a wolf and then it's a storm cloud and then there's like faces and eyes, and I like that. That was cool. That's where it's horror. That's where it's like, this isn't just like a fantasy werewolf, brother. That's terrifying.
I went into this not even knowing that there was going to be a fantasy element.
Same.
Like, I truly was like, the synopsis is a young woman finds a kid.
Mm-hmm.
She works at a diner. That's somehow important to the plot. And then she kidnaps the kid and they're like on the run from the cops. And I had no idea about anything else going into this. I didn't know there was going to be fantasy involved. I didn't know about like the boy having powers or anything, or the dad. Like, I truly did not know anything going into it. I think that's why maybe I enjoyed it as much as I did. Because I was just kind of so shocked by every twist and turn. Because I was like, no way! Because I never had any expectations for it.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking it was going to be like an isolated cabin horror with a werewolf stalking them in the woods, and that's
I did think there was going to be a lot more cabin.
Me too. But I did like the cabin lake setting once we got there.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect the whole road trip element of like, it starts in LA and they go to Arizona and then they end up in fucking Pennsylvania. Like, hello? They spend so much time on the road and like going to gas stations, and like when they go to the Target during Halloween, that was cool. I liked the Halloween element of like, yeah, that would be scary to a kid who's 5. And just, I also like the part where the dad has kept him so isolated that he's scared of like normal shit because he doesn't know anything about the world. And you kind of get why the dad would do that. But at the same time, it's like, well, you kind of made it worse because now he's ignorant about everything.
I will admit, I choked up when he said he didn't know what his name was.
Oh my God, I know.
That really got my ass. I was not well during that scene.
Yes.
Ugh. I think that the Halloween mask scene, I don't know if this is going to make any sense. Y'all can tell me if I'm talking out of my ass because I think the cold medicine's kicking in. But the Halloween mask scene, like, American Rapture wishes that it could have half the sauce of that scene. Do you know what I mean? Like, it felt like that's what she was going for. I don't know how to explain myself better than that, but it felt like that vibe of like the sudden burst into like chaos and then everything's going crazy. I thought it was so well paced. And I could not help but think of American Rapture and be like, you really thought you were doing that with this one, huh?
That book will never have peace from us.
Listen, I'm an American Rapture hater first and a human second. That's just how it goes.
I think CJ Leeds' next book is really going to be telling, because Mayfly forever will be a fave. American Rapture, I think I liked it better than you guys did, but it still didn't. It wasn't even anywhere on the level. So this next one, I'm like, are you going to pull it out of the ditch? Or are we going to stay there? So what's good?
I will say,
the plot doesn't sound like...
It doesn't sound. I know.
I will say I also just recently rewatched our book club about American Rapture, so it's fresh on the brain how much that book pissed me off. I think I would not be as heated if I had not just watched that. Which also, I will say, I went through and I rewatched all of our book clubs and buddy reads.
That's crazy. I don't know why you would ever do that.
My sister makes fun of me for it constantly. My sister will come in and be like, "Why are you listening to yourself talk for 4 hours?" And I'm like, "Fair enough." Well, I'm saying, but I do think that of all of the book clubs that we have done, the one that I laughed the hardest at, undeniably, was the American Rapture one, because it does start out with me and Sam saying we both liked the book. And then as the book club goes on, I get angrier and angrier, and I keep dropping stars in my ratings. I think I started at like a 3.5 or a 4, and by the end I'm like, it's 2.5. I don't even know. We don't even like. I'm getting so mad the whole time.
Did Headlights have a cover last time we talked about it?
It has one now, and I hate it.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I think it's ugly as shit. And also, the synopsis says something about hair. Does it not? So I think the thing around the dog's tongue is literally like a big piece of hair.
Is that a dog?
That's a dog. Is that a dog? Already means that the cover is dog shit if you can't tell it's a dog.
Okay,
graphic design is my passion.
My fault. It's just like, what? Why is it red? Is it? So,
I like that he's shooting laser beams.
Yeah, I'm kind
what's going on there?
Is the hand half red because that's blood, or is it like?
I think it's blood.
Saliva. I don't know. See, Richie's holding upside down too.
It's really strange. I hate that.
It's not good. You know what? I said yes. I was so confident, but looking at this, I've never seen this before in my life, and I don't like it, so I don't think it did.
I don't think it did either, because it doesn't look familiar to me.
I've definitely seen it, and I definitely tried to wipe it from my mind because I didn't like it.
So sorry.
The American Rapture cover and the Mayfly cover, so much better. So already, the cover is boo-boo. The synopsis sounds kind of not good either.
Pulse-pounding hunt across the frozen wilderness of Colorado. A
killer who leaves victims with a strand of hair tied to their tongue. So that's absolutely what it is.
That's weird as shit. But I do like serial killer stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, she gave me Mayfly, so like,
we know she has the potential. That's the problem. We know, and that's young fucking adult. That's a YA book.
First of all, I'm actually going to back up on whatever I was saying. The fact that Mayfly is YA and American Rapture is an adult book, stupid.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm just believing Sam.
It shouldn't be.
Oh no, it's classified. I don't think when it was published, it was classified as adult.
Well,
it is now.
It should have been.
What is this cover? Y'all seen it? Fucking
yes.
Yeah. Oh, bitch. Okay. No, I kind of love her.
There's another one with like a real life human face that I'm not sure how I feel about.
Okay.
Oh, but there's another one with a face with a fly on her tongue. That one.
I think I've seen that one.
That's fun. That's giving liar mouth to me.
Oh, talk about books that are a banger and also weird as shit.
I love liar mouth. It's so good.
Liar mouth is so fierce.
And I'm mad because the movie's like caught in development hell, and I don't understand how that could possibly happen. John Waters is the director and the screenwriter, and they got Aubrey Plaza. Like, they announced Aubrey Plaza as the lead woman, which would have gone sicko mode. And I don't understand how with names that are that big that you wouldn't get funding. It's John Waters. What are you fucking talking about? So
maybe they're like, it's too weird. Nobody's gonna want to see this.
I wanted to hear the talking dick, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Honestly, that book is crazy as shit, and I think it should be a movie because maybe they got stuck on how to make the talking dick happen.
I guess.
Maybe that's the holdup.
But I want to see the trampoline cult.
I just want to see them in the bus bouncing.
Yeah.
And being fucking weird.
Ugh. Sam, you need to read Liarmouth.
I have it saved on my computer right now next to me.
It's so good.
I'll get back to that.
I read that in one sitting. It was a big.
I pre-ordered it because I love John Waters and I knew it was going to be a fucking heater. And then I read it and then I told Alea to read it for like a year. And then when I moved, I left it with Alea and was like, just mail it back to me when you read it because now you have to read it.
I did.
Yeah, that's true.
Good.
It's the way to guilt somebody into reading a book. I'm leaving you my copy, and I want this back at some point in my life.
So you get to mail it back to me now.
It was totally worth it. It was very good. Richie, when you finish...
average rating.
That's got a what?
3.31 average rating. It's pretty
low.
That
sounds about right.
Only 5.
Listen, I think people don't understand art, and I think that for all my talks about how gay people need to be awful and how like I miss characters who suck, and like it was made for me. It really is so good.
Have you been keeping up with the stupid like Berlin fucking film festival bullshit going on?
No.
It's like a week-long film festival in Berlin, and all the press is like, oh, what do you guys think about like the Gaza genocide? What do you guys think of the fascism on the rise? And all of the people on the board, all of the actors, Neil Patrick Harris, and all of these people are like, you'll hear from me in a couple of days about my opinion. Like, just you wait, you'll hear from me eventually. Like, I'll eventually say something. Or they're like, oh no, we're apolitical. We're not talking about it. Like, I want apolitical art right now. I just want to like have art that's like not about politics. Like, it's two different things. It's bad right now. It's so rough. It's not going good for them. Especially because the film festival, like on their website, like the last tagline is like, it's seen as the most political film festival ever. And they're now all of a sudden they're rocking it back. They're like, we're not political. We don't talk about that.
I would understand if it was like Sundance or TIFF or something like that, but to go to the Berlin Film Festival and refuse to answer a question about politics is a little... Yikes.
When they were very outspoken about the Ukraine situation.
Absolutely were.
And the head, like the director, the chairman of the board or whatever, like the main guy, wrote a book in the 70s saying how like art and movies are commentating on politics, like they are intrinsically connected and linked. And now he's like showing face being like, we don't have opinions, we're not keeping up with it, like it's just not for us. It's a hot mess right now. That's current discourse.
I don't love that.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harrison's like, I just want to write like a movie about like gay men having cancer. Like, it's just, and like, I want to just be the face of pride in Israel, and like, I don't want to like think about that. I just want to be apolitical. I'm like,
it is so funny to me. Sorry, this is it's tangential, I guess. How come we finally got rid of gay AIDS movies and immediately jumped into 57 movies about gay people dying of cancer? I'm good. Stop it. Like, stop it for real.
Oh, but the weather was nice in Glasgow. Like there was no rain the whole week, so it was great.
No, it's so I don't. I'm so over it. Also, I'm over Neil Patrick Harris in general. Ever since that Amy Winehouse cake debacle occurred, I was like, I'm good on you. Hey,
yeah, no, I think that Doctor musical that we all liked as kids.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the last thing that I was like, this is good. And then like maybe kind of sort of the Unfortunate Events.
Oh yeah.
Series. Yeah. And like that after that, no.
I liked How I Met Your Mother. I watched that a lot when I was growing up. And then I think Series of Unfortunate Events, but I think even at that point it was like I wasn't there for him.
No.
Like, I was absolutely there for the fact that I love those books as kids, which, by the way, talk about a fucking stellar book to movie adaptation, or I guess book to TV show adaptation. I know people have their complaints, and I hear you, but like that was pretty cream of the fucking crop.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those days.
Oh.
Now
we read a series of Unfortunate Events, Alea?
I read the books. I think I've seen some of the show. I definitely haven't like sat down and watched it all the way through.
I feel that.
But I liked
now
it.
we get adaptations like People We Meet on Vacation.
Yeah, I haven't watched that because I haven't read it, so I steered clear. How we're both. You like Emily Henry though, like
I do like
you
Emily
ride
Henry,
for her.
and I actually gave People We Meet on Vacation 4.5, which is apparently a lot of people's like least favorite, but it's like one of my top 2.
Okay.
But I also really like the Friends to Lovers pipeline. I like Hurt Comfort, which is like a big part of it, which they like glossed over so fast in the movie. I think the actors kind of lacked chemistry and didn't quite understand the assignment, but it's hard to take like 10 years of romance and travel and cram it into like a 2-hour movie or whatever, like less or so. But I thought it was fine. Like as a movie on its own, like it's a cute rom-com. It definitely made me text an ex that definitely did not want anything to do with me. So like I felt something.
Sam, we've really come back full circle to Sam's love life.
And it makes me feel better. He did not respond like a responsible adult, so it's fine.
Wow,
girl.
He didn't block my number, so I did learn that at least.
You should block his. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
I think that's required at this point. If you have a crusty ex, you do need to block them. Sorry.
It's not even like a proper ex. It was just like I guess closer to like the one that got away, like the friend that like timing just never worked out because
those are almost more.
Then he moved to Seattle, and we were like, all right, whatever. But
I have one of those, and I do not speak to him, but I will say that me and his mom are still friends on Snapchat, and I should really stop that. Like, I actually really should.
Not Snapchat.
But I love her. She's so nice. She's great, and I don't want to hurt her feelings.
Honestly, that always sucks when the guy sucks, but his mom is really cool. I've had that before, where it's like, I wish I could just hang out with your mom because you're
I haven't had that. Every man I've dated, their family sucks, and that maybe should be the first thing that I pay attention to when I date someone.
I mean, I've had that too, but I've had the couple where their moms were cool.
Yeah.
But they got these trifling sons, and I don't like that one. Also, Richie, when you finish When the Wolf Comes Home, I want to know what you think of the ending.
I'll text you. I'll text in the group chat.
Oh my god, who is that you're holding? Is that Miss Eleanor not pitching a fit? That's insane.
She's cold right now, so she's letting me be nice.
Oh my goodness. That's a first.
Hi, baby. Hi. How do you feel about being on camera? Oh, she didn't like it. She tensed up real hard.
She said, oh, hell nah.
Don't tell me.
Also, she likes my husband for some reason.
She fucking loves Peyton. She is a slut for Peyton. It's ridiculous. She hates everyone. Like this one's a bitch. She sucks. Yeah. And she fucking loves Peyton so much.
I don't know what that was. She was all up on my man. That was crazy. I was like, you girl, Eleanor.
Fully tried to steal Alea's man the last time Alea came to visit.
Fully did. That was
all right, she's done being publicly shamed, I guess. Bye.
That's fair. Get called bitch on live TV. You gotta go.
Yeah, you know.
She is she does like men a lot more than she likes women. And that's tea.
That's interesting.
I don't think any of my cats can relate to that sentiment.
I've never met an animal who's like, no, I prefer men.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the cat that I grew up with hated men. Like refused. Did not like my stepdad, nor my stepbrother was like, absolutely not.
No, my family dog was like scared as hell of my dad.
Really?
Yeah, hated men. So I've definitely been around animals who do, but no, Eleanor just loves them. She's like, I'm ready to go. I need a sugar daddy. Let's go.
We all need the one person cat.
Yeah, she's into it, and good for her. Because the only other person who I know that she really loves is my friend Mariah's husband. He came over one time and she was like, hello, how's it going? And I was like, get away from him. Get away from him.
Eleanor's such a homewrecker. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
She loves those married men.
She said, oh, you're married? Hi.
She's like, oh, I saw a ring. Pierce. That's so funny.
So that's her tea. That's
Eleanor's tea. Oh my god.
I love that for her.
Yeah. No, she's an icon for sure. She's just also a bitch.
Oh my god. Well, here's a question for y'all. So what are we reading next month? We know we're reading about Warden 10.
Yeah.
Are we sticking to just that? What do we want to do? It's also tax season.
Next month I'll be more of like a normal human. Work-wise I won't be, but like I thought it'd be so fun, so cool if I like uploaded 5 reading vlogs this month and then
That's crazy.
3 uploads. So now I'm like trying to play catch up. It's not going good for me. I did that to myself, so I can't be mad, but
that's too many vlogs.
Yeah, I
would like to do another book if you guys want, but I will say maybe what we should do is pick a book to buddy read next month. So we've already read the Warden 10 book, and then we buddy read the other one.
So we could force everybody to be finished. We'll actually read it.
I thought I had all kinds of time, and then I was sitting there on Friday, and I was like, "That's in 2 days, huh? Fuck." Whoa.
Me too.
If I
also started Friday.
Already read this. I don't know where we would be at this point. I don't know what would have happened if it wasn't a book that I'd previously read, because also like I was fully like I can definitely finish any alien cowboy book like within a day or two, no problem. This one's almost 300 pages, and I was not prepared for that. I was like, most of them were like
almost 300 pages.
It's 263 pages.
On what? Because on
Kindle Unlimited.
That's crazy. Because on mine it was 178. So I don't know if you got the fucking extended edition, my guy, or if I read the abridged version.
Yeah,
but yeah, I read the unnamed site that you sent me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Unclear.
263 pages. This whole thing.
Wild.
Okay, here's the thing though.
It's like 100 and the first one I think was 178, and the second one I think was like 220 or something. So
sometimes
like
on Kindle Unlimited, I don't believe what that number says. Am I supposed to believe in that number? Because I've always thought that shit was just fake news. I'm like, this is an ebook, and you put page numbers on it. I don't know what that is, but that's not real. Actually,
you have like an actual Kindle. About 2 Kindle pages is 1 page, and it does track that. So like you'll be on page 113 for the 2 pages, depending on your font size. So I feel like it is somewhat accurate.
I think maybe I just read faster when I read it on my phone.
Yeah, the Goodreads Kindle edition says that it's 268. So
damn. Okay, wait. How long is the Warden 10 book though? Are they getting like progressively longer?
That's a good
if that's the case, I'm gonna stick by I think we should read that one and then buddy read.
Okay, I think it's good to let's be realistic and clock that page number so we're not making up shit for ourselves.
Yeah.
It's 274.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm gonna look and see what it is on my website.
Austin just texted me that he's coming to pick up the Corvette to possibly trade for a cheaper car.
What?
So.
Wait,
you deserve financial compensation for like 1,000 reasons, but especially that.
He's been making his payments. I got $600 last week. So
well, that's incredible to hear.
Yeah, we're at 800 out of 11,000.
Okay.
Progress is progress. I'm trying not to be too.
Wait. So does he still have a car at your place?
Yeah, the Corvette. Because it's had issues and the battery kept dying, and it looks like somebody bought his home. So I'm like, sure, leave a car in the driveway that doesn't bother me. But now I guess he might be trading it, which don't know how that makes sense, but okay.
Whatever. Oh boy. Also, Sam, we do have to circle back and talk about that book cover you sent us. From that other individual that you're speaking to.
Will we buddy read that together?
The way I thought about reading it and then coming and being like, so I read it.
Fully prepared for you to do that to me. I fully thought you were going to be like, I read it. Because it's like 130 pages or something. Like, it's a short novella. I fully expected Alea to be like, I read the book.
You said it was 274 on Kindle Unlimited?
Yes.
It's 189 on my site.
That's crazy.
That's so wild. But that is more pages than the last one. So
yes, it is longer.
Yeah.
But I'll be more prepared. I'll start it sooner. I won't start a day of.
Honestly, I was just sometimes I'm glad that we're also all last minute because I was up till 4 a.m. So there's that. I was just dedicated to the bed.
Knew that today was Sunday and I was in the right headspace, I would have started it last night and read as much as I could have, and I would have stayed up late. I went to sleep at fucking 9:30. I would have happily stayed up to read this book if I knew where in the world I was.
At least you got some sleep, you know?
But
honestly, I did need this though, because I haven't been reading shit. You know what I've been doing, Sam, and really it's your fault. Actually, I've been playing The Sims a lot. And it's your fucking fault for mentioning The Sims. And you got me back into playing The Sims free play. That's all I've been doing all month. It's your fault.
If you want to get into the headspace of Sam a little bit more, play The Sims and watch the Dropout TV subscription that I've given you. And then you'll simply just be me.
I'm halfway there, girl.
Oh god, The Sims makes me so mad. Stupid EA. My life might be over someday, but we're not there just yet. But it does sound like The Sims 4 is over, and even if it wasn't, EA selling to Saudi Arabia does make me just not want to give them any more money ever again. But that does ruin it because like that is my comfort game. But I'll have it forever because I bought everything. So like I'm not giving them money now. I already own it all. Anyway, so what are we reading next month?
We're reading the next one in the Cowboy Colony series, the one about Warden 10. What's it called?
It is called Wanted by the Alien Warden.
Also, can we talk about how I feel like I have not heard about that bitch on Alora Station in 700 years.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Lady?
Yes. They were saving all the juice for
honestly though, I'm here for the Warden. That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
I like him.
Hasn't killed anyone besides Oakland.
This book was pretty Warden light for me as well, which makes sense. But I was like, I miss him.
They're so far from it.
Yeah, they are.
Plus travel away.
Yeah.
Even, like she has like the comms. Like I was expecting her to like message Darcy and Cherry a little bit more.
Yeah.
They kind of like mentioned it at the beginning, and she's like, I thought about messaging Darcy to ask about the white eyes, and then she just doesn't. I'm like,
she does like at the end.
Yeah, at the end there's a very weird chapter that is entirely a group chat.
Okay, well, if that happened sooner on the adventure, like, learn that would have been better.
But I will also say, unfortunately, the group chat did sound exactly like the three of us. It was.
That's true.
If you want to know what our group chat looks like, read that chapter of
that's so funny.
Resisting the Alien Rider.
I guess now I have like I'll screenshot that and I'll use that as promo next time I'm talking. If you're curious like what we are like, here you go.
Yeah.
Also love how Darcy just has her fucking caps lock on the whole time.
Me as hell.
Oh my god. But it is kind of fun because then Darcy brings up like how she saw Garrett's eyes go white the first time he saw Magnolia and was like clocked it, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she was like, bullshit, brother. So that was fun to see. Yeah, this one was also very light on like the other girly pops being involved.
Yeah.
The last ones I feel like there was more everybody's here.
Yeah, I feel like Darcy really rounded them as like friends. Yeah. And then immediately forgot that they were friends. But I am curious to see if the next with the Warden, if we're gonna see like the next batch of girls like get a glimpse into them.
Well, we have to because we're gonna get Oaken's new girlie.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I have a note about that. Sorry, not my finger being like, woo. I took a thought. Oh no. I don't think his girlie comes from the program. I thought there was something where like she like crash lands on the planet or something.
Is she another alien?
I think she's a human.
I think she's human, but could you imagine if it was just two different alien species entirely?
Dude, it's just fucking Gamora just crash lands on them.
Okay.
Am I crazy or was that a thing? I swear I read that.
The Mountain Man. Literally, I just, you know how like you're looking at like all of the books in the series and you can press like more to see the synopsis. I pressed more on Married to the Alien Mountain Man, and it literally just the additional line is just Oaken's story. That's all there was.
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
A stranded human woman who crash lands on the new alien planet and then learns it's a penal colony. Wait.
I'm glad you get a synopsis. I don't got one.
I'm knee deep in Goodreads reviews until I found someone to spoil it for me. To keep Jaya long enough on the planet for her ship repairs, Oaken and Jaya agree to a temporary marriage with an expiration date, but Oaken's into her. Oh. That's his story.
Can we talk about Oaken for a second? I don't think we really got into that. Let's just bring that back.
Yeah.
I like him. He seems very tender. Something about him reminds me of like a hobbit. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
He's just like a cozy, chill.
Sorry.
He's chill.
I'm a little like it made me nervous for the book because I was like, if we're still doing our classic Ursa Dax opposites attract energy, the girly pop's gonna have to be fucking insane. You know what I mean? Like, Oaken is so chill. Like, he was just like, yeah, whatever, you can fuck my wife. That's cool. I don't really care. You're my cousin. Like, I love you. He's so low-key that she's going to have to be burning down buildings. Like, it made me nervous.
I would like just batshit, like, why are you here? You should not be here. You need the therapy, not these men.
Yeah.
I would just love a little bit, someone who's a little crazy.
You know what I'd love? I'd love a bitch who killed somebody, who's like a fucking bank robber. Like, she's a full-on criminal. Like, she's fucked up. She's Harley Quinn, girl. You need help.
I want a guy who also just like fully murdered at like just like the cusp age of like got sent here. What also could have gone to jail forever, but like just did like a heinous crime, and we just somehow have to redeem him.
I have the book for you. Actually, I have the book for you. You want that? You want some heinous, nasty alien guy? I got one for you. Girl, I'm not touching that weird book from your man with a 10-foot pole. I'm punting that. No, it's okay. So there's the new Kimberly Lemming series, right, with the dinosaurs. I got abducted by an alien, trapped in a rom-com. The sequel to that, the second one's came out recently. That one's about an awful, heinous alien guy who committed some serious, nasty crimes in the first book and in his past life. And then he's in this, again, kind of like a mating program with a human lady. And she's a badass. And she's a badass black lady. She shoots him in the first book. And they have to go to couples therapy in the second book. That's what you want right there.
4 ratings right now, and it's sitting at a 4.25 for the beginning. It comes out in August.
Okay. I knew it was soon.
He has a tail.
Yeah, he does. The aliens are kind of similar. Yeah, muscular with the prehensile tail thing.
Yeah. The little horns that go like around and then to the front.
No mouse ears.
I was just going to say, I'm still not recovered from the mouse ears. I know we're 3 books in, but I don't think I'm ever going to.
That shit's so funny.
That's so funny.
Also, the way that she says that Killian's ears have like black vial inside, I truly was like, I don't want to be here anymore. This isn't fun for me anymore.
Him having an ear infection was crazy.
But it did lead up to a very fun scene, so it all worked out. But
that's true. Jace, would you turn on the light for me? Wow, it's incredible. You all can see me.
See you having your scrumptious dinner. Love that for
not
you.
Popcorn. I truly thought that was still popcorn. I'm like, why are you eating popcorn with a fork? That's not right.
It's Richie. Why are you even asking that question? That's not even the weirdest shit they're up to.
Wow. Drag me, I guess.
Hey, you fully came into work one day and you were like, hey, I think I still have eggshell in my bra. So, like, I'm right and I shouldn't say it.
Yeah. It was the short film I showed you.
Oh,
that I did. Okay. Yeah, the scene where they're pelting me with eggs. I rolled up hot the next day to work, and I was like, there is egg in my bra, which was crazy because, like, I did wash it, and I also showered. So, like, who's to say where she came from? But, you know, that's just how I was living life.
That was funny.
Okay, we gotta circle back. This novella, that you've been given.
Let's talk about what we're gonna read next month.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, what are we gonna read?
That's what I mean.
Jesus.
Oh, what a time.
Listen, if that's what we decide to read next month, I will read it.
No,
but
no,
I just
I'll
think
read
that
it before then, let's be honest.
Buddy reading that with y'all sounds insane. I'm not gonna lie about that.
No, I'll probably read it. Here's the thing. We can talk about it Saturday if I read it before then. So I'm gonna probably try to read it, even though I don't have time.
Okay, I can't tell. Are you into this?
Are you into this?
I don't know.
Okay. Because you've been a little on the fence, and I do mean what I say. We're like, if you're into it, this is kind of cute, but if you're not into this is horror movie behavior, and you need to sprint out of the room.
No, I do think I am kind of into it. But I also think it's very funny. He's 23, by the way.
I think that makes it worse for me and not better. But go ahead, keep going.
It's very funny. I know. I think because obviously, like, I know him and I have that dynamic with him where like he teases me constantly at work and we have banter. That's where I'm like, no, it's kind of just funny and cute. Oh. But when I take like a step back and I go, what am I doing? What is happening around me? Then it's really funny. So I don't know. I've been single for 3 months. We're just figuring life out again.
That's fair. I was just curious because you've definitely told us facts, but you have not given much of a reaction to it yet. You've kind of just been like, yeah, and he did this. Anyway.
Yeah, that is kind of where I'm at too. Hello.
Hello.
Have fun.
I'll bring you food.
What kind of food?
Great
oh,
food.
Thank you.
I'll leave it in the kitchen.
Thank you. Not on the counter though. Austin brought me bread.
Go off.
You know what I can't do? Two guys with the same name.
Look at name.
One who should not be in your house,
Richie,
and another who
they have
should
the
be...
same. They have the same name.
Yes. Yes.
So you, Richie, like to dip out when we say goodbye and we end the live. You just leave, and then Alea and I stayed. And Alea heard a lot about this last.
Yeah,
I'm pissed. I gotta be honest. I had to pee so bad after the last live. I was like, I'm truly gonna like pee my bed if I don't get out of here now. I sprinted from the room, so that makes sense.
Okay, listen. You know, I'm just gonna read you one little part from the synopsis of this book from the Mans.
Yeah,
It says that the novella pulls its readers into a world of erotic fantasies laced with psychological undertones.
It is like,
you know what it's giving?
It's giving or dark romance, where it's like she meets a man and then she like kind of like turns on him or something. I haven't read it.
She turns on him.
Yeah, is he saying he wants to get stepped on? Is that what we're supposed to gain from this? That's more intriguing to me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's not the energy I was getting.
But
from this
all
cover,
the reviews weirdly good. Like, there's not a lot of reviews. There's like 20 on Goodreads, but like all of them are very positive.
Sam, I gotta keep it a buck. I think that sometimes when you come across a book like that and it's like not a lot of reviews, but all positive reviews, that's more a sign that like the folks who wanted it found it than anything else.
Eliza, why would you show up at this point? So much has happened. Now we're talking about my love life, and now Eliza's like, no, I'm here for this, actually.
Hi, Eliza.
Eliza's the one that thought it was kind of cute before she thought about it harder. Once I said
we're talking about...
Eliza said, well, now that you say that...
You know, my first thought... Well, listen, I was talking to Peyton, and you sent me the text with the picture of that book cover. And I immediately said, oh no, look what my lovely friend Sam just sent me. And he goes... So who's that from? And I was like, the Mans. And he goes, tell her to run. And I said,
He's so pretty. Richie, he's so pretty.
Like,
I beg to differ. I stalked this man on LinkedIn because that is my job, is to be a professional stalker of people, essentially. So I did look him up.
He's not pretty?
Also, well, certain haircuts. I have beef with certain haircuts and certain cuts of pants.
What does his hair look like right now, Sam?
normal man hair, like kind of short on the sides, a little bit long.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Sam told me he was an AI bro, and an AI gym bro is what Sam told me.
Yes.
Sam.
So, okay, no. Wait, hold on. So when I came to
girl
this last month, I was like, I fear the red flags are that he's a crypto AI gym bro. Like, I was concerned about it, and Alea was like, no, I think you should encourage this. I think this is fun. And
Alea,
well, I said that because
he was encouraging.
I was encouraging because I felt like you could use something new, and I needed to know more about this man. But then I saw that book cover, and I was like, oh, that's where my foot goes off the gas onto the brake, and then shifts into reverse, and then hits the gas again.
We worked our first Saturday together, and it was just him, me, and my other coworker, who I'm very close with, and she's very involved with all of this. And so it was just like the three of us that day, and we were talking a bunch. He doesn't like crypto whatsoever. He does use AI, but not as much as I thought he did.
Well, and his LinkedIn banner is AI generated, so there's that.
Okay, well, maybe he is AI.
What?
But he is also less of a gym bro. So what I had thought of him was a little, like, I think he kind of puts a little bit on for show. But he's like, I go to the gym 4 times a week, and that's like the only. He's also new. He just moved here in October, so I think he's just trying to make friends. And he plays tennis. So
I feel like single guys go to the gym a lot more than guys who are not single.
That one can attest.
Because if they're not single, they're at home eating all your food. So there's that. What was I going to say?
AI is a red flag. I do agree. I think there's a decent amount of red flags, but we're kind of just in it right now, just seeing how it goes.
Yeah. I'm hoping this isn't like the last time Richie asked me about a guy, and I was like, I don't think he's good. And then he ended up being so much worse than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, well, listen, Sam, all I can hope for you is that you don't get a guy as bad as my last guy, but
that was really bad.
It was really bad.
I don't think I could get worse than so.
Yeah.
See, okay, but here's the thing: is you and me we're holding hands in solidarity on this matter, and we always say that, don't we? And then the next one comes along. So, like, I'm hesitant to say it can't get worse because at this point, I think we both know it can get way worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Always.
I just know that he's a bit younger and.
My first thought was, if a man sent me that and I worked with him, I'd be like, listen.
He didn't send it to me. He gave it to me.
That's worse.
He was leaving for the day. And then he said, oh, by the way, I have something for you. And I said, it's not the book, is it? And he said, well.
Oh, we are not talking about the book anymore. No. Here's the problem, Sam, is you keep saying things. You keep saying things like they're not bad.
Yeah.
No,
and that's not true. I guess that's fair, but I'm still reeling. I know it was nearly 2 hours ago now, but I am still reeling from right before the cameras turn on, you saying, no, my HR person thinks he likes me, and then we just immediately fucking turned on the live. Like that. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life. And I run the HR department at my work.
Yeah, no, so I think I told this story, and I might have just been to Alea last month, but basically my coworker who I'm close with, my friend, her and I were talking about a client, and I was talking about the client being like, I really want him to like me because he owns a restaurant that I'm obsessed with, and I want free food for life. So I'm like, I really want to have like good rapport with this guy. And my HR manager walks past, and she goes, I think he likes you, and points towards Austin's desk, like where his space is. And I was like, huh? And I was like, we're talking about our client. And she's like, oh, who? So that's why it was like that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's an interesting time. He fist bumps me or high fives me multiple times a day sometimes, at least once every morning, and usually when he leaves, because he leaves earlier. He doesn't always do that to everybody else. It's just like a for sure me, and then sometimes other people. And we have another coworker who I despise, who plays a lot of Michael Jackson, and I can't stand it because I don't like when people play music out loud that I can't control.
That's fair.
And so it bothers me. And now he started to tease me by being like, oh, you should play Michael Jackson, because he works in the same like room as her. And he does it specifically, like, wheels his chair to, like, look directly at me and goes, you should play more Michael Jackson. So he's doing it to spite me. And I find it...
Tim, I'm not disputing
also...
that the guy's into you.
That's undisputed.
Not the problem.
Disputing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel safe on Alea's channel. If this was my channel, it'd be different. But I don't think
true.
it's on my channel yet. But on Alea's channel, it's harder to find.
That's true.
Maisie's
Also, he'd
not
have to.
impressed with this. Look at her face.
Maisie says, "I'm not into
She
this
said,
man. I've seen
I'm
things."
not into it.
Also, he'd have to sit through over an hour and 40 minutes of us talking about werewolf horror and alien cowboy smut. Of course, we know he's into some smut, I guess. So maybe he's undeterred.
This is Sam's HR crisis. So he might stick. If he finds it, he might stick around for it. Who knows?
Listen.
Oh, the worst red flag though is when we first started getting to know each other. He was like, he saw that I was watching Hassan Piker. He skipped the ad for me, and he's like, "Oh, you watch Hassan?" I'm like, "Yep." Ha ha ha. You know that about me now. He goes, "Yeah, I watch a lot of like history. Like I'm really into like history. So like at night I watch history to learn." And I go, "Sorry, what?" And that's what he does for fun. That was concerning to me.
History from where?
Like YouTube videos on history, I think? Question mark?
From what channels, Sam?
I don't know. And that's why it's concerning and a red flag. So, I mean, yeah. What can you do? I don't know if I'm okay.
Well, yeah.
I think that we're here for you.
Thank you.
And
yes.
We support you. Even if your actions are not the actions that we would take personally.
You know, I think because it feels so like hypothetical and fun and just like what if I don't think it would ever go further than that because I work at a job and I don't want to deal with that. It's like a very small office. Like there's not a lot of
yeah.
So it was just kind of like a fun hypothetical, like this is so cute at work. Ha ha ha. And then I take a step back and I go, what is happening? So it's just like a weird place to be in.
I agree. I think that the hypothetical fun at work perhaps has crossed a line into something a step beyond that with this book. And I hate to say that, but I do think that this is sort of a dividing line.
But think about how much fun it is when I get to come see you every month and I get to tell you more about it. Like when I get a copy of Mating with Amanda's.
See, that's the point where it's like the giving of a physical thing.
Yeah.
It goes. I get what you're saying though about like the fun flirtation. I love a flirtation.
No, that's great. We support that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, flirt with a 23-year-old crypto in your office. That's fine. Like nobody's going to tell you to stop that. Receiving the BDSM novella from the crypto bro in your office.
Yes.
That he has read before and is on his second read of.
That's the part that gets me. Because it's like, that to me is it's very forward. Two, it's like, that's also your coworker. So it's also kind of like, that's a little sketch. And also, it's like, are you saying that's what is this a signal? Like that's what you're into? That's what you're trying to get out of this, which I'm trying to categorize as a chill flirtation. See, and you're trying to escalate. That's the
problem is that I don't read it that way, and I think that's part of my problem. Where I'm just like, this is like a silly haha friend thing.
Sam, and not like I don't
message thing.
Think that there is a universe in which I would give a coworker, even a coworker who was a friend, that book if we have never hung out outside of work, unless 100%. I'm absolutely trying to fuck. Like that is the tea on that.
100%. And like Richie and I like shared weird books, but we were friends.
Yeah.
And it was like a mutual understanding.
And we also worked at a bookstore. It wasn't just
right. It wasn't
I have given my other coworker some fucked ass book recommendations, but maybe that's just like a me problem.
Recommendation is very different from buying the physical book and giving it to you.
That's true.
Yes.
Because I can tell you guys to read shit all damn day. Very different from me sending you a copy of a smut book and being like, read it.
Yes. 100%.
True.
100%.
If it wasn't so bad, maybe. but it's bad, so I won't. But like,
yeah,
that's something I wouldn't not do.
I almost feel like it's like, here's your homework assignment to prepare for what I'm
about to do to you.
But think about how what I'm trying to do. Like, I thought it was bad, and then like, then he's like, haha, it's done. So like, it could just also be like
what if the sky is made of pudding, Sam? What?
I don't know.
What are you saying? Well, okay, if you think the book is bad and then you say the book is bad, then I guess we will learn more information from his reaction, because that can go one of two ways, I suppose. I will give you that. Either he will be like,
I can't tell if he thinks this is a joke or not. I think that's like, I'm reading it as like, this is a joke. I don't know if it is.
To be honest,
you can't tell, I think it's not.
Okay.
With men you don't know well, I always assume, not to be like assume worse intent, but like, don't ever assume that it's a joke when it's something questionable. I always assume that they're being serious. Also, I've realized if you're gonna go into a flirtation that you don't want to become your BDSM basement fantasy, you better have a line in your head of like, I'm cool with flirting with this guy, but like, I don't want to go past here. And if he does, I'm using the back door, you know?
Yeah.
That's always where I was kind of at. Because I feel like in college, there was definitely guys where it was like, I'm cool with flirting with you at a party, but I'm not trying to do anything other than that. You know? It's like, attention is fun, but I'm not, you know, and it's a friend. And some things are fine when you're single, but sometimes it's like, I'm not trying to date you. I'm not trying to get with you, really.
I fear you're about to stumble into dating this man.
Exactly. That's what yes. And she's okay with that.
Don't give me the YA coming of age fucking what?
And that's the thing, is she has no line, and that's the problem with the flirtation. Is you have no line. That's what
I'm not good with the little like hypothetical things. Like I have problems with that to begin with. I don't realistically think anything will come of anything. But at the same time, it's been 7 years, guys. I don't know if I'm able to make good decisions right now.
The answer is no.
True. Yeah, correct. Which is why we're saying perhaps not this one.
And I totally hear you. I'm taking that into consideration. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
No, it's just fun for right now. For me.
Yeah.
But it's also like, don't have his phone number. Don't have any outside of work contact. We see each other 3 or 4 times a week and barely talk most of the days. So it's like few interactions and then like banter when there is, and then like work stuff, and then it's like mostly very professional. And he's actually really like, nice guy. So,
that's what so it was just that, and then he handed you a BDSM novella and you think it's a joke?
That's a little weird.
I guess. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a joke.
Girl.
It's like looking in a mirror, Sam. Now I understand how Alea feels every time I'm like, no, there's this new guy and it's great. And Alea's like, it's not. It's simply not.
I was gonna say, I think Richie's starting to learn from me a little bit here, because I feel like these are sentiments I've heard before and been like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of like, I don't know about that.
The last one really took it out of me. I really was like, I'm almost 30. I gotta fucking pull it together.
Yeah, you were like, damn, I need to start.
I just turned 27, so I feel like I have a little bit of wiggle room.
No. No, you don't.
No, it's fine. No, I
know. No. Also, how old is he? He's also younger than
23,
which is my actual red flag. That's where I'm like, I actually don't know if I would do anything, because that's like just out of college. Like, he's a child sometimes, and I'm like, I don't actually think it could be anything more than just like cute flirting.
It's the combination of all of these things to me that's like, it was cute and funny until
and then there was
you made it weird.
I do want to know how that book is, though. What if it's
Should
great?
I not read the book and just like pretend it never happened?
No. I don't think ignoring
I have a lot of books to read, so I won't be getting to it anytime soon. And he was like, "That's fine. I just want to know." But he was like, "There's no pressure to read it."
I'm also curious about the book. The contents of the book might change the opinion.
Yeah.
But the
Alea.
cover alone, for me, was concerning.
For me,
if my husband gave me that book, I'd be like, so what's good? You know what I mean? I'd be like, so what exactly are you trying to tell me here, sir?
I guess
you know
that's,
what I'm saying? And I'm
red
married.
flag, like,
I'd be
that
like,
stuff
so
doesn't concern me. Like, it's not like oh, I think that his intent is to do that to me. Like, I never read it that way. So maybe that's my problem that I'll work through eventually.
Well, I don't think it's your problem. I think that's very nice.
It's very optimistic
that you think. I think that's very genuinely nice that you think that, and I love that. And I don't think you're stupid. I just think that you are the type of person who assumes good intent. And I think that's a very nice quality to have. And I think that the problem is that sometimes somebody can hand you a physical copy of a red flag, and you're like, that's not a good place for you to be.
Yeah, no, I have talked to my coworker because I showed her the book, and I was like, I fear that I find this cuter than it should be. And it definitely is that rose tinted glasses of oh, I haven't had a crush in 7 years.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I've been a cute guy who's giving me slight attention.
Yes, for sure.
So I do have the self-awareness to be what's going on? But I didn't read the book specifically as a thing. So
I will also say obligatory, if you're into BDSM, it doesn't mean that inherently you're a red flag. Just for anybody who might listen to this at some point.
Oh yeah, we are. People can watch this. Hey guys.
Yeah. Hi. Hey everyone. BDSM is fine. We support that. The very specific issue of giving your new coworker who you've never hung out with outside of work a BDSM novella seems sexually charged to me. But if you're into BDSM, this is not about you, unless it is.
I think it doesn't even have to be BDSM. I think just the act of giving something to somebody else that's a coworker, anything that could be perceived as sexually charged is automatically so what's going on there? You know what I mean? Even if it was a different book that wasn't that.
Honestly, even if he gave you a necklace, I'd be like, that's pretty intense. I think it's the act of giving a thing.
Yeah, the act of giving a thing is very
red flag if I got a necklace in a book. The book at least there's context to it behind where it's we talked about me having a booktube channel where I talked about reading smut and silly things like that. Or at least there's some purpose behind it. Where it was just here's a necklace. I'd be like, that's weird. Yeah. That's concerning.
I will say, I do think that in his defense, you bringing up reading smut first actually softens the blow quite a bit for me.
That's fair.
Because I was I hate when people are oh, you have a booktube channel, what do you read? And I'm fantasy, horror, those are my main genres, but I also read cowboy smut with my friends. I read silly things.
Yeah.
So it was it was mentioned beforehand. It wasn't just out of the blue, oh, you read a book? What about this book?
Yeah.
Which is maybe why I haven't clocked it as a weird thing as much. It is weird that I'm curious why he's read it. Especially if it's got 20 ratings on Goodreads, why?
Yeah, how'd he come across this one?
Yeah, is this your friends or something? That was my questioning of what? This
book? That is interesting.
Which, I guess there could be an explanation to it that is pretty simple because, I'm sure that if somebody saw Mating with the Mantis on my shelf, they'd be like, now why do you have that? And the answer is I'm in a book club where we read goofy smut, and that's a reasonable answer. You know what I mean? So maybe he does have a reason that is totally normal. And maybe he just is into BDSM, which is also fine. But I do think still that a sexually charged gift to a coworker who you don't know very well, when you've never hung out outside of work, is forward at best.
Yeah. I concur. I also feel maybe that's an age thing too. Of you're young and maybe you haven't clocked that that's a little weird to do that. Maybe it would be good to not skip to that point.
Yeah.
I will say, because God knows I don't remember what it was like to be 23. That was an eon ago. But I think that when you are younger, it is difficult to come up with a nonverbal cue of interest that is not forward.
Especially when you just moved to a new state a couple months back and you probably don't have that many friends outside of your roommates or the people that are in your gym tennis group.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can understand too, like, of just being like, you have an interest here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that, but I still think it's dumb.
I also could see though where you might clock it as like, oh, it's cute because I said I'm into books, and then you give me a book, so it's like you're listening to what I said I'm interested in. So I can see that too, of like,
And,
well, you've passed the active listening test, and you were trying to be
weird
thoughtful.
Conversation starter too, of being like, what do you think of the book? Why this book? Which I do find starting conversations is probably like the hardest part between us, where it's like,
yeah,
you can like feel sometimes that we're like, haha, see ya. It's just like an awkward, like, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I read better intentions into it, but I'm also like trying not to read into it at all.
Well, and also
like,
you know him.
That boundary. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I don't know what this means, so I'm just like not gonna think too hard about it.
I think I agree with Alea that you should figure out what your line is. I think that's the tea.
Cute office flirtation, unless I know him at all. And I don't get weird. It's one of those things where it's like, no, I really want to go through dating somebody that I feel like I have to teach again. Where it's like, do I have to teach you why AI is bad for the environment and like have conversations about that? I know that like we align a little bit more politically than the last, so it's a little bit better. So, but it is one of those things where it's like, I don't know if I would actually like invest into that again.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a relationship anytime soon. So it would have to just be fun chats at the office.
Does he know about the last?
Yeah. We were having a conversation at the office when it was just the three of us. And I did say out loud to Aaron, my coworker, kind of forgetting that he was there. And I was like, I wonder if Austin still has my nudes on his phone. I should probably follow up on that. Him being Austin, he was like, I'm sorry, who? What? And so he's known about the ex a little bit briefly, but that's when he learned that the names are the same. And I was hoping that would kind of be like potential red flag for him to be like, no. But I did not like really think about what I was saying. And I was like, because sometimes I just say things out loud, not thinking of what that means in the context of the situation.
Jesus face. Okay,
hey,
let me ask
you things that I know that I fucked up on and that I know is bad. So
I mean, that's fair. So let me ask you the reverse question. Does the last know about him?
No.
Okay.
I don't talk to him about anything.
Okay.
We talk about work, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's limited. I'm watching his dog, and that's about it.
What else is new?
Yeah, but I did reach out yesterday. I was like, hey, so like we got to figure out your shit. Like, you got to start doing something. He's like, yeah, when I get back from Mexico, I'll get a storage unit that's bigger. And I was like, progress. I'm into that. So.
Where's that?
Yeah. More reasons why I'm like for sure not trying to be in any relationship with anyone. One, it's too fresh and I need me time and to figure myself out. Two, this stuff is like, I'm not bringing people into this. It's weird.
Agreed. So we're reading about Warden 10 next month, and then we're buddy reading this BDSM novel to decipher the tea. Is that what's transpiring?
Is that what we're doing?
I don't know. We're at least reading about Warden 10.
True.
I'm excited about that.
We'll read a good romance, a real love story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. About a man who hasn't killed anybody.
Horror next month? Or are we leaning a different genre?
I don't know.
Well,
do you want it to be like a fun buddy read or like a serious buddy read?
I'm trying to think.
I'm just looking at our list right now.
Yeah.
Like,
what's on the list?
It's such a big list, dude.
Go with serious horror.
Okay. Rouge, which I've read, but you guys haven't. Mother Thing.
I've read Rouge and I didn't like it.
Oh, really? It's not good. I don't like it either.
Diva.
Don't recommend.
Sorry.
Blood on Her Tongue, The Unworthy.
I read Blood on Her Tongue too. It was really good.
You motherfucker.
I'm sorry. You should read. That would be a good one to talk about, though.
It's on my shelf. I was gonna read it for Winter Ween, and then I didn't read anything.
I would definitely talk about that with you guys. I liked it a lot.
We could read Layla. Not a serious.
Oh
war,
yeah, we could. Oh
Yeah.
that sounds fierce,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not
we also have
Pauline.
Little Eyes, The Annihilation, anything by David Sauterson, The Divine Flesh. I don't even remember what that is.
I don't
Hungerstone,
either.
Primal Fear is what Richie wanted us to read.
True.
Rivalries on the list. Again, not a serious horror. Tinted Butterfly is a serious horror. Ghost Eaters
Okay.
by Clay McLeod Chapman.
Are there any of them that are by women? I don't remember the authors of most of these.
If I was better at that, I could maybe tell you. That's a man, that's a man, that's a man, that's a man.
The only reason I'm asking is because next month is International Women's Month, and I think that
And
similarly to
Colin
asking
Hoover
to
is the
read
one.
gays in June.
Big
I'm gonna
Swiss,
say let's
Mother
make it a
King, Lapvona, The Unworthy. Those are all women. My Annihilation might be.
It's not. It's a man.
Oh, okay.
That's Fuminori Nakamura.
Little Eyes is, I believe. And I don't know what The Divine Flesh is. Oh, and Hungerstone is.
Yeah.
That's like a vampire Carmilla retelling.
Yep.
So
Are
there's a
any of
couple.
those calling your name?
I think either Hungerstone or Layla.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Sam, do you have a...
Different vibes, but I'm down for either. Depends on if you want to go like gothic vampires or Layla.
I hate to say it, I do think we've gone a couple of months with some horror bangers, so maybe it would be nice to read Layla.
I'd be down.
Okay.
All right.
Plus, if we're reading it live together, it's like an actual like buddy read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slap.
Cool. Okay. So book club, we're doing Word and 10, and then we're gonna buddy read Layla. Honestly, Layla just had to happen at some point.
Yeah.
We had to get there, and God knows if we don't get the Verity trailer by the time this comes out, you're gonna watch me melt down live on camera.
So, does anybody remember the synopsis for Layla?
Yeah, I think it's a guy and a girl, and they go to a house. Well, yes,
a guy and a girl.
well, they go to a house on vacation or something, and there's a ghost in the house, and the guy starts to fall in love with the ghost, and so he has the ghost possess his girlfriend's body so that they can bone down. And then there's like twists and turns and stuff. That's
okay.
Totally not what I remembered at all, and that
Yeah.
sounds like crazy work. So I'm down to clown with that.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's
I
sick.
know.
I hate men. Ew, what? That's fucked up. I'd be so mad if that made.
His name is
Oh my
Leeds.
god.
Like
his name is what?
S. When Leeds meets Layla.
Yeah.
His name is Leeds.
Because I think Layla's the ghost, if I remember correctly, right?
Leeds
or is Layla the girl?
Willow, another guest at the B&B. So I think
Willow's
Layla's
the ghost.
the girl and Willow is the ghost. And Leeds
but the book is
the
called
man.
Layla.
Yeah. How interesting.
Yeah.
If your man's name is a plural, get him out of here. I can't. No thanks.
Oh, man.
Just to bring it full circle back to men and their red flags. Good God. Sometimes I just hear the name and I'm like, no, I don't even need to see his face. It's already a no. I'm sorry.
I don't think you should be sorry.
If I have to meet another man named Justin, goodbye. Or Jacob, goodbye. If you have a basic white boy name that starts with a J, no thanks.
The first guy I ever like really got like my heart busted up over, his name started with a J, but it was not Justin or Jacob actually. But they are the most common names in the world. I sent it in the chat. Which is a red flag name, I will admit.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a red flag name.
It sure is.
Unless you're obsessed with Hannah Montana.
Well, fair. Yeah, I was 18, you know. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was 18, I dated a Taylor. And the one that got away was a Connor. So, both problems.
Connor is my little brother's name, so that's a name that's off limit to me. But
I'm not gonna say things because then you're gonna judge me.
that's fair.
Oh boy.
I'm waiting because I know you're gonna say it.
My stepbrother, whom I have no relationship whatsoever, like obviously was like around when I grew up, but like in a very distant way, and like as adults, like once he dropped out of high school, like never really had a relationship with him. His name is Austin.
The judgment is not as harsh. See, it's true.
The
judgment is not as harsh because you don't have a relationship with him, so I think that's different. I think that like my little brother I do talk to. So it would be extremely weird to date someone with his name.
I would see like my stepbrother like sometimes for like a Christmas, but I don't spend holidays with it like that side of the family because I don't like them. So I just like once he dropped out of high school, he kind of stopped coming around, and so by the time I was like freshman or something in high school, like it's kind of consistent and went down a bad path. So yeah, that's why I don't find it weird, but it is like to an outside observer, like it's weird.
With the context stripped, I can see people making a fuss, but like it takes like a sentence of context to be like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
because I have he's not even like my stepbrother. He's like my stepmom's nephew who she raised or something. And he's older than me. So when our parents got together, I was 21. I think he was like 25. And I do not know that man. Like he's fine. You know, we've met a couple times. We like saw each other at our parents' wedding. But like, I don't know him at all. So if I dated someone with his name, I would not feel any kind of way about it. Because who's that?
Yeah, my cousin had that too. She was like, I started dating this guy named Caden, and her stepbrother's name is Caden, and like grew up with him her whole life. And she's like, I can't call him that. I was like, does he have a nickname or a middle name? She's like, no, and I don't know what to do. They broke up. I was like, yeah, that was weird. That was weird. You're right.
My mom has that problem right now where she's like, your coworker needs a nickname because it's too similar to the other two that I'm familiar with now. It's nickname. And I'm like, there's nothing that I can do for you, Mom. There is no nickname for Austin. Like you just have to kind of use context clues to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's always weird. The name thing.
Well, the name thing is why we didn't is why Alea and I didn't keep reading the All Chained Up series on the channel, is because the second book, the main guy's name is one of my brother's names, and I was like, I can't read a smut scene with my little brother's name in it.
Oh my god, I need to read that book again. I didn't read like the very end, but I read the rest and it was amazing. It was so fucking good. One of my favorite romances like ever, maybe. It was
the second one?
Yes, the second one's so good. Oh my god.
Okay, what you need to do is you need to find like a PDF version and then control find all of the name and then replace it with a different name and then return it.
It's extremely good. I need to finish that series. Every time I read one of those books, I'm like, this is my whole personality. I've never loved anything. No notes, 5 stars. I'm going to pass away, you know?
That's me with A Vow and Vengeance right now. I finished it on my birthday, and it's a romantasy that I have not stopped thinking about. I forced Eliza to read it. I was like, this is the best thing ever. And we've just been like obsessed over it for too long now. So I get it.
I feel like we've already done a few of the books that were like that for me on the channel. Like, I feel like Chouette was that way for me. I feel like Underneath was that way for me. But then I got to talk to you guys about them. So now I'm like, all right, we're chilling.
Yeah, that was the last 2 horror books for me. They're both 5 stars, and I had very little to say about them. We need to read some fucked ass books that are bad so that I have thoughts and opinions so I can...
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're going to go...
Lover.
Read Layla. We're gonna have some thoughts about that. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Well, again, I as someone who just rewatched all of our shit, the Verity Book Club, we stayed talking about the book. It is actually one of the ones where like we spend a majority of it talking about the book,
and then
which
we
does
would
not
get
happen
off track, and then would relate whatever we were talking about off track back to the book and talk about the book even longer.
Yeah. No, we were locked in on that one.
I remember reading that, and I was at my parents' house, and I went upstairs and was like, Mom, I've been reading this book. And I was like talking to her in the middle of the night in the kitchen about fucking Verity.
I gave
like,
my mom
dude.
my copy and I said, you need to read this.
Yeah, my mom was like, this sounds so interesting. I need to know what happens when you finish this book.
You can just go watch the live show.
God, not Colleen getting me and my mom in a chokehold.
Listen, I've read, this will be my third Colleen Hoover book, and I fear that if I read any more, I'm about to have to say I'm a fan.
That's crazy work.
And it's really rough for me. So like I'm really
say you're a fan if you also hate on them.
Yeah.
Like I think fan has
I mean, people do it on TikTok all the time.
That's fair.
No, I don't know, because here's the thing, is like it ends with us. I didn't think it was nearly as bad as other people said it was, and frankly, there was a lot of it that I thought was like genuinely interesting.
That's
and then Verity, and I wish I wasn't. Listen, I'm not going to say it's the best book about abuse ever written, but I will say that people are acting like it's the worst book about abuse ever written, and that's far from true. And then Verity was fun as hell.
It was so fun.
And now I fear, well, but here's the thing too that I've realized is that I have made these 3 books are the 3 books that aren't romances.
True. I
think that she's a decent thriller writer.
She really
There's
is.
also apparently a book called Too Late, which is a new adult romance thriller that came out in 2016.
I was gonna say, didn't she just have a new book come out? I thought I saw it at the bookstore the other day, and I was like, Colleen, is that you? I see you.
She has a new one that came out that is about an author trying to deal with the backlash of the press tour of her latest movie adaptation going badly.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are we adding that to the list? Because listen,
we can't just double feature Colleen Hoover and the Alien Cowboy Colony series.
No, I'm not saying we're reading it right now. I'm saying add it to the list for a rainy day when we decide we're...
I fear that I won't like any of her books that aren't her thrillers. So Too Late I'd be fine with, but I think the new one's just a romance, and I don't think I have much interest in that.
Okay.
Personally. But if y'all want to do it, I'll watch. I'll show up in the comments.
I don't know if I could sit through one of her romance books. I fear that I'm like the concern of like ever liking a little bit of it. Like I don't even want to risk it, you know?
No, I think that's fair. But I am excited to read Layla. I didn't realize it was a ghost possession thing. I just want her to write like a haunted house horror novel.
Yeah, like if she wrote Riley Sager Home Before Dark type story.
That would be great. I'm sorry if you can hear that music.
I can. I was wondering if it was my mic.
I'll be back.
I can't because I don't have headphones on.
Ain't it the way?
So while I have you here, what is the chance that I could get you to read one of my favorite horror sort of kind of romance books, but like everyone hates it?
Why?
Because I love it deeply, and I think I've only met one other person that likes it.
Okay. What if I've read it? What if it's like one of my favorites?
I know you haven't.
No, you're so right. I haven't. Oh, you've talked to me about this one. Yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
Because it's one of my favorites of all time. And I only have one friend that's also really liked it. I made my mom read this and she's like, I didn't get it. Because it like has like the twist at the very end, like the last chapter. She was like, I didn't understand it. And I'm like, okay, well, never mind. Sorry, Mom. I won't make you read complex things, I guess. But I read it because of the Literally Dead book club that Kayla Books and Lala hosts. And everyone hated it. And I was sitting here like, 5-star, one of my favorite books of all time. One of the very few books that like made me stay up and read until like 4 a.m, like nonstop. Like I couldn't put it down. And I just want to force you guys to read it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm into it.
Doesn't have to be anytime soon, but one of these months where it's like, let's read another horror book. I'll make you read it, and then I'll read it. I'll do a reread, and hopefully hold up, and I'll still love it.
I do have a question for y'all. Have you read Lord of the Flies?
Yes. Read it in high school.
Did you like it?
No.
Me either.
I thought it was bad.
Alea, you are still on mute.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm on mute because I believe what's happening. Maybe he's gone. We have a delivery driver who plays a really aggressive screamo music. and I order a lot of packages. And so every once in a while, he comes to the house with this aggressive screamo music on.
That's so funny.
And it shakes my entire house. And it's extremely aggressive and scares the shit out of my cat and really pisses me off. So there's that. And that's the tea. It's like once every like couple of months, I'm like, oh, it's him. So there's that, but whatever. We probably got some package that I forgot I ordered. So that's the tea. But definitely down to read The Death of Jane Lawrence. I've been meaning to read that for a long time.
Hell yeah.
And then I definitely also read Lord of the Flies. And I was like, this is a weird fucking book.
Yeah. I didn't super fuck with it. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't like, ooh, this is the one for me.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine gave me a book for like Christmas or something that was described as like a new take on Lord of the Flies, and I was like, this is gonna be ass, this is gonna suck. And then I think it was truly the only 5-star book I read last year. It's called A Luminous Republic.
Never heard of that before.
I don't think it's good for the book club, if we're gonna be honest, but I do just think it's like a very good book that you all should read.
Cool.
I think the prose goes fucking sicko mode. I was reading it on a plane, and I had a notebook open next to me to write down all the words I didn't know so I could look them up afterwards. Like,
damn,
the prose goes wild.
I have one of those somewhere.
It was really, really beautifully written, and it's cool because it's not Lord of the Flies. The only similar thing is like there are children. That's so cute.
This is my word notebook.
I love that. But it's about this guy, and he's like I guess a cop or like a social worker who works with the cops basically. And there is a group of feral children who are coming into the town, and there's like 60 of them. They're coming into the town and they're like committing crimes, and then they're leaving, and nobody can figure out where the fuck they are. And so they tell this guy, they're like, you have to go out into the woods and learn to like the jungle. Yes, yep. They're like, you have to go out and you have to find these feral kids. And so it's much more about like him and his mindset through all of it. Like you don't ever get to be in the perspective of the children. But it's fucking really good.
Okay. I've never seen that cover before or never heard of that before.
I had never heard a thing about it. My friend just sent it to me, and then I read it on a plane because I didn't have anything else to read, and it was fucking awesome. So,
what genre is it?
Literary for sure.
Okay.
It says fiction horror.
Okay. I'd say that's a stretch. I'd say
it says literary fiction, contemporary fantasy.
I would say it's horror in a similar way to Chouette and Underneath, where like I guess. But
dark
it's
undertone.
Not like it's dark. There are things in there that would be scary, but it's not When the Wolf Comes Home. It's not. There's
also a novella.
Yeah, it's not too long. It took me for fucking ever to read because it uses a lot of big words, but it's not that long. So
listen to at a normal speed.
I would recommend that.
Cool.
And I have to add The Death of Jane Lawrence to my list.
Victory for me. 5-hour audiobook? Hell yeah.
I'm trying to see what else I have on my bookshelf that we might want to read.
I know. I feel like I need to update this list a little bit because our list felt a little...
Yes.
When I was reading through it. Mm-hmm. Like some of the things we were very excited about. Now I'm just like...
I have a book I'm thinking of, and I don't know where I put it.
What book?
It's called What Kind of Mother? It's a horror. I just bought it recently. It's by MacLeod Chaplin.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah. I think most of his books would be fun to read. I don't know.
They look cool.
It's not got a good rating.
Oh.
It's got a 3.06. But he's an interesting author. I read Whispers Down the Lane, which is inspired by the Satanic Panic, and like a real true story of like kids like being coerced into saying like abuse was happening to them when it wasn't. And so I think he writes like interesting. Oh, Wake Up and Open Your Eyes. Oh, that was a banger, but also like hits close to home. But I think he makes books that are good for discussions.
Okay.
But oh yeah, I recommend Wake Up and Open Your Eyes. And then we talked about last time reading Ghost Eaters. So yeah, I think a lot of his books, just in general.
The recommendations on what kind of mother, the first 2 books are Nestlings and When the Wolf Comes Home.
Tea.
They also recommend Victorian Psycho, which I know we've talked about, a horror movie by Paul Tremblay.
I read horror movie. It was really good.
Diavola, which I wanted to read really bad.
Read that, and I didn't really like it.
They did also recommend American Rapture.
Okay,
yeah,
well, we all know about that.
So, high highs and low lows.
I like Diavola more than the average person, but I think I just also really liked Italian. Like, if a book is going to be set in Italy, like, I'm already kind of hooked.
Yeah.
And I liked that author's previous works, too. So I think it was just, like... It's kind of like me with Kirsten White. Everyone fucking hates her, and I eat her shit up. I love her books so much.
Same friend who got me Luminous Republic just got me Mr. Magic, too. It's on my work right now, but...
Sam recommended that one. I
now own Mr. Magic, and I did want to tell you.
I'd be down to read that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I really like that one. I recommend it to people. It's very different from Hyde, which people hate Hyde so much.
I haven't read Hyde, so...
I love Hyde. But I also like carnival amusement park settings. I also
we have talked about this.
And I think I don't mind her writing. I don't mind if her adult books feel a little bit younger, because I am also what feels like a young adult. So it doesn't bother me as much. But yeah, I really like her writing. But I think Mr. Magic like elevates to the next level. And I just think the concept is so cool. Because then I read Knock Knock Open Wide. And it's like a similar concept. But I was like, but I've already read Mr. Magic. And I think it did it so well that it's like, I don't. So.
Okay.
I'm a stan.
If we wanted to pick up Mr. Magic after Layla, I wouldn't be upset by that.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I feel like I'll have a lot more to say about that one.
Cool.
But it's also like it's like a story about like her leaving the Mormon church, basically.
Oh,
it's like the
I'm in.
Yeah. Whereas if you read Lucy Undying, I don't think there's a discussion to have there. It's not a good talk about book because it's just like MLMs and vampires. It's like a Dracula retelling, but like most of her books, if not all of her books, are pretty gay.
Cool.
I'm into it. Guys, can I take the train off the tracks for a second?
Please.
Yeah.
Talk to you about a TV show. Anybody else watch the America's Next Top Model documentary?
I've heard things about it.
Okay, for context, America's Next Top Model was one of my mother's favorite shows. I have seen seasons 2 through 12 probably 5 or 6 times each.
Okay.
I used to watch this show like it was my job, and we don't need to talk about the unbelievable damage it did to my little 8-year-old psyche. That said, the documentary is insane and definitely worth a watch, although I wouldn't say it's good. Because, well, they do this very odd thing where they have almost all of the, like people who worked on the show, like, not the models. They have Tyra Banks, they have Mr. J and Miss J and Nigel Barker, who make up, like, the rest of the panel, except for Janice Dickinson, and then they have Ken Mock, who's the executive producer, and they're all talking heads throughout. And then, as they get to a specific story, they have, like, 4 or 5 of the models who, like, competed on the show come in and talk. But it still very much seems to think that, like, the producers are the bad guys. So it's a very weird thing where the documentary is, like, showing you all of the heinous, awful things that these, like, producers and executives did to these young girls. And then they cut to a talking head of Tyra Banks being like, well, it was a different time. I am so... Boo-boo, I am so sorry. And it's just the most jarring experience I've ever had. I think...
one TikTok of a man who was, like, pretending, like, acting as if he was Tyra Banks, and he was like, I mean, yeah, we made her cut off her hand. That was bad. It was bad at the time, but, like, it was a different time then, so, like, I recognize now that it was bad, but would I do it again? Probably.
Literally, like, it is
lack of self-awareness. Yeah,
I don't know if she thought she was going to come across looking okay in this documentary. She looks She does not come off well in this documentary, because they will do things where they will have a model tell her story and how much she was traumatized by the show in excruciatingly painful detail, and you are like sick to your stomach with what has been done to this girl, and then it will hard cut to Tyra Banks being like there's a point where one of the big like scandals on the show when it was airing is there's an episode where a girl, they're all going to Milan, and she sleeps with a male model, and she has now cheated on her boyfriend, and she has to call her boyfriend and tell him, and they break up over the phone.
Producers will do so much to be like, you have to have this phone call on camera.
That's crazy.
Well, I remember that episode vividly. I've seen it a billion times. They brought on that model who starts talking about how, like, yeah, that was a really hard time, you know. There was a lot of alcohol around. I think I had 2 bottles of wine by myself, and so things are a little fuzzy. And she starts saying that, and I was like, oh no. And then she reveals that, like, she was basically blacked out for most of it. They filmed the entire thing, and the only reason that they didn't air it is because the network cracked down on, like, censorship laws after the Super Bowl with Janet Jackson. And she's telling all of this, and then they cut to Tyra, and they go, Tyra, do you remember Shandy? Do you remember her? And she goes, I remember her story. What? Like, she comes across as the most callous, cold-hearted, like, sociopath you've ever met in your life. It is wild. So it's a very weird documentary, but I do actually recommend it. I could not look away. I was like, I'll test it out, see how it is, and then 3 hours later I was done. Like,
yeah, I've never watched America's Best Top Model, so I didn't feel like the documentary was necessarily for me. And so I was like, I don't know if I'd get much out of it. But then I saw that one guy who was like making fun of it. And I was like, that's crazy. That's a lot of time.
I think it must be very weird to watch as someone who has never seen the show, because they talk about things, and like, as someone who's seen the show, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that episode, and I was kind of having to like reconfigure like information I received at 10, but now I have a thinking brain and I haven't thought about this for 20 years. Even stuff like, there's a girl who they consistently tell her she's getting too fat to be a model, and then they show her. If she's 105 pounds, I will eat my fucking foot. There's no way. She is one of the skinniest people I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh, I bet that did something. So I think if you watch it when you haven't seen the show, you probably would just be horrified. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
What I need is the Toddlers and Tiaras documentary. It's like they bring those girls back, and the moms and the producers and whatever, because I watched a lot of that show growing up, and I think it's like how everybody with like the Dance Moms girls growing up now, and like everybody wants to see all of that information.
Didn't one of them write a book, the Dance Moms girlies? I think I heard something about that.
I think so. I know JoJo Siwa is like a big fan. I know that Maddie and her sister are like completely silent on it and just like no contact. And I think the other girls have kind of like come together to tell the story.
Yeah.
But I also didn't watch a whole lot of that show, but I do like watching commentary of ex-dancers watching the show nowadays, talking about it.
There are so many shows where I'm like, I don't watch it, but I simply watch enough commentary videos about it that I can lock in.
Yes.
Like, I've been watching Mike's reviews of Gossip Girl. I've never seen an episode of that in my life, but
I've seen that.
Boy, don't I know all the tea.
I've seen a lot of the Gossip Girl. I've watched it multiple times. That Pretty Little Liars. There's this guy who tries to solve TV mysteries, and he's been going through Pretty Little Liars, and me just sitting here being like, wait till you get to the twin reveal. The whole time, this poor man has no idea what's coming, and I eat that shit up. I watched Dylan Is in Troubles today. He uploaded his Wicked Part 2, and the shock he had when the house falls on was pure gold. And that's what I love about commentary. It's so good.
Did you read the Pretty Little Liars books, Sam?
I did not. I didn't know that they were books when the show was coming out. It wasn't until like much later, like a few years ago, that I learned.
I can't in good conscience recommend them, but I will say the chokehold they had on 13-year-old me is unimaginable. And so I didn't watch the show for like I watched in the beginning, and then they changed a very significant plot point where a character did not die that was supposed to die, and I was like, I'm good on that. So
Gav reads it all. He'll do like reading old series, and he did it like with the Goosebumps, and he'll just like do like a 2-hour movie production of him reading these books, and he did Pretty Little Liars. So I got like an idea of what they were kind of like. Do I retain anything from those videos? No.
Did I retain anything from reading them? Not really.
Fair.
They were kind of the like thing I had to hide from my mom, like when I was a kid. They were kind of like scandalous, and it was one of the first times that, because I got it, it was my first time taking a vacation without my parents there, and then I got this book on that vacation and like read the entire thing, and then I was like, yeah, I'm just going to the library, and it was like the first time I'd like hid something from my parents. So they are deeply entrenched in my psyche, but not because they're good. So
well, friends, countrymen.
What books have a memory of?
Yeah. We don't pick our hand in life.
That's true. That's true. Well, I'm so excited about Layla and the Warden. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be really good.
I'm going to try not to purchase this book and not to give my money to Colleen Hoover. So that'll be my task.
Yeah, I'm going to go to a used bookstore, see what I can scrape up for myself.
Yeah.
I will try and finish When the Wolf Comes Home, and I will text you when and if I do.
No if, just when.
Well, yeah, okay, fair. I'm going to try and finish it tonight, but also I feel insane, so I'm not sure if it's going to be tonight. But when I finish it, I will text you.
That I will accept. I might finish it. I don't know. We didn't talk about the ending very much, but like if I get around to it.
I wanted to like the end of that more than I did.
Kind of a bummer to hear.
I'm very emotional by it, so I think it worked for me. I also just like I always want the happily ever afters for a book.
Yeah.
And so when it doesn't happen, it always hits me a little bit harder than it should.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that also has to do with it.
No, I wanted the happily ever after too. I don't know. There's still
weird. And then also there's like a big thing that does not ever get resolved that is like a little bit annoying.
Now I'm wondering what that is. And if I know, wait, what is it?
The drug test or like the
yes,
like it never happens.
Well, she sees the thing and it says positive, right?
Did it? Because I don't remember there being a conclusion to that. I just
I just remember her looking at the thing and seeing something's positive, but she was like, wait, is it that, or is it something like innocent? Like she didn't want to look at it closely. But I thought it was implied that like it was positive for something bad.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just totally missed that.
And then also she now has these like the powers that the boy had.
Yeah.
That he gave her, and she's gonna try and like do something good with them or like reverse everything.
Can you imagine we got a sequel? Wild. But no, I don't know why I felt like that just felt unresolved to me. That was like the one thing that I was like, I want more of that explanation. But I guess that
to be honest, part of me was like, what was the point of that whole thing? Was it supposed to be so that the whole thing
point was to be like, is it reality or is it just all in her mind?
I was like, is that the whole thing?
I think so.
I don't know.
But it didn't really feel necessary.
Yeah. Also, at the end when I I think it's the like ghost of the boy tells her like at some point it was all like it was you doing stuff after a certain point. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I think there was like a tipping point once they got to the cabin, especially.
Right.
Where like she was influencing everything instead of him. But
some of that doesn't make any sense. Like when you looked at the lake. Maybe
pick up on more hints on a reread.
Maybe. I think there's something there with the like what he's doing and what she's doing and the powers and but like with the Loch Ness monster thing. I'm like, no, that was him.
Was it?
Yeah. I think Richie's good to be back now.
Hi.
Yeah.
I think we confused ourselves more on the book. I don't think we actually solved anything, so you now have to finish this so we can talk about it because we don't know what happened.
I think we need another opinion on the ending.
Yeah.
Okay.
In like what we all think happens.
To you and
like
what it means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's also been like a couple months for me, so maybe I'm just like misremembering.
Yeah.
No, I think you're remembering correctly. I think it's just ambiguous as to what happens.
Mm-hmm. We don't know.
It's unclear.
Okay.
We don't have a source of truth.
Also, I know it felt like we were trying to get off and then tangents and whatnot. C.G. Drew's adult debut comes out next month.
Is that the one with the blue cover in the house?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then she has like apparently a young adult that's coming out in October or something called like Scorpion Deep, and that I'm really excited about. Yeah, it's the blue cover with the house with the roses.
I don't think I heard about the Scorpion Deep one.
Let me see if I can find it. I always love when I see
things. Are we talking about You Did Nothing Wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Can I? Am I allowed to do this? Will it work?
Ooh.
No, it won't work.
Scorpion Deep looks cool.
Doesn't it look cool?
Yeah. Okay. Here's a question for you, Sam. For these CG Drew ones, like Scorpion Deep and Hazelthorn and the other one, are they all in the same world? Are they like a series? Can you just read them as standalones?
Yeah, they're standalones.
Okay,
I'm sure with like the way that she writes her horror and like the fantastical elements, I'm sure that it's like set in the same world, but I haven't picked up on it like any Easter eggs or cameos that makes it feel
I was just wondering
because different and distinct.
Yeah, the covers look really similar. Okay, this Scorpion Deep one, I'm interested because it says it's about a lonely boy who accidentally awakens an obsessive eldritch sea god. I love eldritch gods. Fuck me up.
Yeah.
Get in here. It's got tentacles on the cover. I love tentacles and I love eldritch gods.
I'm very excited.
Oh yeah.
I really like their young adult, so I don't even like.
Well, that looks
question.
fun.
I'm so excited.
I've only read Don't Let the Forest In, but I really did like that one.
Hazelthorn is good. I think the twist, if you can't guess the twist and don't expect it, then I think it works really well. But I think if you're able to pick up on it and like you guess it to some degree, it might not be quite as exciting. But it's a little bit weirder of a concept. But I rather enjoyed it. I think the lush prose and how like nature based it all is definitely hits harder.
Cool.
So I think the writing definitely amped up.
I need to read that author, but I would definitely be down to read, whatever from that author if we wanted to read young adult or whatever.
I am nervous about the adult just because I'm not like me, I'm not a big like motherhood reader, but
we've been going kind of mom heavy lately.
I feel like there's also a lot of 2026 horror that's also mom heavy. That I've been noticing
ever since like Mother Thing. Like I feel like it's just been the last couple of years. Motherhood horror.
Well, I honestly feel like Night Bitch kicked it off.
Yeah.
Like even I still haven't seen that movie.
A lot of men are writing about motherhood. Even it's like
interesting.
But some of them hit really hard and some of them are good. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's one. I'm sure it's Sam. You probably heard about this one. came out recently. Fuck, what is it called? It's got a hot pink cover with a pregnant lady and a demon hand on her belly. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
No,
Give
but
me
I'm obsessed with us talking for years about how stupid we think it is when customers come in and are like, it's pink, and you giving us it's pink with a pregnant lady.
Yep.
Let's see if I can find it.
Hold on. Let me just pull it up here, folks. If my shit would load. Oh,
Does it
my
happen
God.
to be...
It's called Tradwife. Tradwife.
Oh. Is that what the cover is?
Yes. I love the
yes,
cover.
It is. I've heard of the book.
Yeah.
This cover is sick.
Yeah,
I know. Okay, you can't even fault me for saying it was hot pink with the pregnant lady and the demon hand on her belly because that's
it
fierce.
does feel a little bit more red to me, but
oh my God. Depends on the edition. Okay.
Yeah, it's a traditional wife influencer allows a demonic creature to impregnate her in this unnerving horror novel. Perfect for fans of Night Bitch and Mary, from the author of Serial Killer Support Group. Every hashtag Tradwife needs a baby. She'll get one at any cost. I fear there's like 3 Tradwife horror books coming out, and I fear that there's a couple. I don't know if I'm loving.
I only heard about that one. I don't really. The Tradwife thing is not interesting to me, but the fact that she's having a demon baby does interest me.
I've also heard that Her Last Breath by Taylor Adams is apparently very good.
Oh, I think wasn't there a Libro FM audiobook arc? I think.
If there was, I should make sure I've claimed that.
Who did you say it was by?
Taylor Adams, author of No Exit and No Last Words. No Last Words is fun.
Okay, I'm claiming that right now.
Oh, caving, spelunking, if you will. That's cool.
Ooh. Okay, that sounds cool. I wasn't sure because didn't Taylor Adams have No Exit that was really good, and then the one with the bridge, and everybody hated that. The Fire of a Thousand Suns.
Yeah, that might have been his second book. I know that he kind of like stopped publishing for a little bit, and then he came back with No Last Words, I think, which is like about an author getting a 1-star review and then like getting stalked and like fucked shit. And
I remember that.
A spooky but fun thriller.
Yeah, maybe it was his third book that everybody hated. But I remember that. Hairpin Bridge.
It is on the ALCs.
Cool.
Glad I had some left.
Okay, yeah, I was curious if this one was going to be good or not.
Have a really sick cover. I didn't know that was the thing until Libro FM, but
yes, I've seen that cover. I am worried it's going to be like Rouge by Mona Awad, and I'm going to hate it. I feel like stuff about skincare. I'm like,
there's been a couple other.
Yeah.
You know what I can say is that one of the books that is recommended under that book is the like AI disaster Shy Girl by Mia Ballard, which does not give me high hopes. But also maybe Goodreads is just trying to do me dirty, you know?
People
Richie,
love that book, though.
Did you read Shy Girl?
No, you can't read Shy Girl.
Well, that's because it's getting traditionally published.
Oh.
Yeah. They took down the ebooks and everything and pulled it so that they could better it.
Really?
Yeah. I was just fine with that because once I heard that there were like AI descriptions that were accidentally left in the text of the book, I was like, I'm good.
A creator that I found.
Are you talking about Frankie?
Yes.
Yeah.
I found them because of that. And then somebody else that I follow on Bookstagram like took a screenshot of that and like posted it to their stories, and it's like, it's weird for you to assume a Black author is using AI. And I was like, I feel like maybe watch the whole video and like understand why they have that perspective. It was an interesting little call out.
Yeah.
But there's Tradwife by Michelle Brandon that's coming out in August. And there's a Tradwife by Saratoga Schaefer that came out in February.
Yeah,
and
that's
then Yesteryear by Caro Claire Burke, which is apparently a trad wife. And then there's also Trad Wife by Sarah Langan that comes out in May. So there's like a lot of trad wife horror books right now coming out.
That's so weird. That's such a niche thing that it's like, why would there be so many?
Kind of kicked off that, and that other lady on TikTok kind of kicked off all these discussions, and now it's like a big thing, and so now everyone's writing books about it. But March 31st is when Where No Shadows Stay comes out, and it's one of my favorite romantasy authors' horror debut. Also, like she wrote the first 2 books to that duology, and this is her next release. So it's crazy to like be jumping genres like that. But it's YA. But
I like this cover.
I'm so excited.
I like this cover.
I remember
Sarah
something about this.
So I'm so excited because like she's like kind of a favorite author just because I really like the romantasy duology. It's definitely more like fantasy than it is romance, but it's pitched as romantasy. So I'm excited.
Fun. No, this looks good.
I also just think it's really cool to see like an author be like, fantasy romance, fantasy horror, let's go.
Yeah.
That does look really cool. Pop it. I remember you telling me about that before. And I remember I looked into it before.
Can I say something that's controversial and maybe misogynist, and I don't mean it to be, and if it is, tell me and I'll stop? I'm sorry, I just saw a recommendation for the book We Call Them Witches, and like I have this gut instinct now that like I am so tired of like the girly pop girl boss. Women can do anything with like no actual teeth to it. That I see a book with a title like that, and I'm instantly like, you couldn't pay me to read it. And I fear that I'm missing a lot of really good women-led horror because I have just been burned so many times by like the whitest woman with blonde hair writing a story that I don't care about from a perspective that means nothing to me, and that's just how I feel.
Well, this is a debut that has 470 early ARC readers reviews, and it's in at a 3.46. That's kind of brutal for your debut just based off ARC readers. That's pretty low. That's not great.
That's the thing, is like I fear that I'm right.
I fear you might be onto something.
Wait, which one is that?
It's called
Witches.
Yeah, by India Rose Bauer.
I don't know. I feel like everyone's kind of doing witches now. I feel like Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix did it well, and now everyone else is like, me too, a witch book.
Yeah, I love a witch book.
Yeah.
But I fear that it's kind of giving Taylor Swift You Wouldn't Last a Week in the Asylum Where They Raised Me. And I don't have time for that in my life. But I fear that things are slipping through the cracks and I'm just reading stuff by men, because then at least I expect to be disappointed. You know what I mean?
Well,
Kylie Lee Baker has another horror book coming out this year. So
who does?
Kylie Lee Baker, author of
Yep.
Bat Eater. It's not Book Eater. That's a different book. What is it?
Yeah.
Bat Eater.
Bat Eater.
That Japanese Gothic cover. Sick.
Yep.
So somebody's gonna publish a good one this year.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, the author who wrote, oh God, the new one's called Molka. The last one was the female cannibal eyeball horror. It was so good.
Okay. I think, hang on.
Molka. So that's going to be a banger for sure.
Monica Kim.
Yes.
You do like Monica Kim, because that was the eyes are the best part.
I didn't, but I will give her another chance.
I think this one's going to be good.
Okay, so speaking of sick covers, Of Beasts by M. Jane Warma.
Beast.
It's like girly pop, but demonic. And I, for some reason, kind of like it. And if it looks like AI, please tell me.
Oh,
I'm not good at this. But I don't think it is. But I kind of like it.
wait, hit me with that author again.
M. Jane Warma of Beasts.
I think,
But
yeah, I have that on my TBR. That I also I put so many books in my like 2026 releases videos. Yeah, that's on my list too. Also, this is a gay horror book about a guy who's a priest and another guy who's the Antichrist, and they fall in love.
Yeah.
Very sexy.
Even God
Yeah.
can't stop the horror it will bring.
I love the demon goat on the cover. It's so fierce.
Yeah.
Demon goat.
And, like,
You're welcome.
Kind of like girly popification with like the colors being all pastel and cute.
That's true.
This
I like that.
Feed by Maria Trude.
Of Beasts would be a fun one to read.
Plus, it's a novella, so it wouldn't take us very long.
Do you want to add that to the list, Sam?
Yes.
That one looks good.
I love being keeper of the list.
Can you put Molka on there too?
Yes.
Because I'm going to forget.
Sorry, my coworker is texting me. We're trying to because we get we get movies a couple days before they come out. We're trying to find a time where we can come in after the theater's closed and watch Scream 7 before anyone else.
Fun.
This is gonna be a yes. I am very excited.
Poppin'.
Also, I have to say she's totally fine, and so I feel comfortable making fun of this. Our coworker, one of them, she's like a very dramatic person, and I love that for her. But it does mean that today she texted, "Guess the years of classes of active shooter came in handy today." And all of us were like,
"Are you okay?
What happened?
What?
Sammy, so what happened? Oh, are you okay? Yeah, are you good?" And then all she sent back was, "We were able to escape them all." And we were like,
"Girl, what?"
I don't know. She was at a mall with her family. They're fine. I was like Googling to see if like there were any news articles about it or whatever. It wasn't the Mall of America. And no, I haven't seen anything, so I don't know. But
that's like when
it was the funniest text I've ever received.
It's like when a shooting happened outside of the Forever 21 when I was working, and we just didn't know for many hours.
Yeah,
because it happened like around the corner. It was like two dads having a little gun off.
Yep.
And no one comes into the store to be like, "Hey, just so you're aware." No one tells you. You're like,
that's crazy.
Hours later, they're like, "Didn't you hear?" And I was like, "No, I've been working."
Yeah, I will never stop thinking about we have managed to escape them all. That's the funniest possible text you could send your coworkers. Okay.
Dude, that would be such a good book title. We have managed to escape them all.
Honestly,
that's fierce. It is. It is.
No, it
you
is.
said
You're
that
right.
and I was like, yeah.
I know that
I'd read that.
about, like, women in horror, but Eric LaRocca has a new release coming out.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I kind of like the cover.
Which one?
Wretch or The Unbecoming of Porcelain Caw.
I've seen that cover. It is slapping.
I don't know what tech gothic really means, but I'm into it.
Okay. Love how we go from talking about book club to talking about personal shit to talking about 2026 releases.
If that ain't the way of the 4B's book club, I don't know what is.
Okay, I've never read Eric LaRocca.
Ooh.
I have also never read Eric LaRocca.
I would be down to read. I've heard his stuff is really nasty, but yeah. I've also read a lot of. Is it Mayfly? Is it, you know what I'm saying?
It's worse than Mayfly.
Well, worse than Mayfly. Worse than the mouse with the pipe?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm unwell.
Yeah, no, he has like some of the most disturbing horror that I've probably ever read.
Okay.
I think that Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke is like his really big hit because it's also a novella, but it's all like sent through
Right.
Like a
I
Kangaroo
remember
cat
selling that
type
at
of
the
thing.
bookstore.
Yes.
That cover is burned into my brain.
Yeah.
Same.
And it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's definitely like a disturbing on more of like a psychological level. But then I read 2 others, and I can't remember what it's called, but I like couldn't rate one of them because I hated it so much that I wanted to give it 1 star, but it also left such a lasting impact on me that I like wanted to give it 5 stars. And then I read a anthology by him where there was like 4 or 5.
I think I have the anthology.
And I thought the last one was really good, but the other ones were like so.
Okay.
He does some wild stuff.
Do you guys want to put his newest one on the list? The one with the pretty cover with the wax?
I am down.
I love gross horror.
I'm curious. It's nice to have people to talk to you about gross horror, I think. So you're not just sitting there by yourself being like, I can't believe I just read that, you know?
Yeah, that's what I did. It's like, thank God I have a YouTube channel I can kind of talk about things, but I was truly just like, why did I sit through this myself?
Right.
Eric, no.
The reason I've never read him, and this is so dumb, but on the book Pornography for the End of the World, which I'm sorry this book is taking so many pot shots this episode, but they have a quote from Eric LaRocca being like, it's the fucking best book on earth. And then I hated it. And so I was like, well, I guess I can't read this guy because if he thinks this is the best book on earth, then he can learn.
I don't read books because I don't trust that they actually read it. I think so often, like, we're friends. We're in the same publishing, whatever. Like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I don't trust anyone. Except for Stephen Graham Jones. I trust him because he's very descriptive and specific about his blurbs. Like, you can tell, like, he read it. He's saying things that you wouldn't normally bring up. I also have the cover for My Name Isn't Paul, a cosmic horror novella.
Yes, I remember that. It was on my list, and I haven't gotten to it.
He pretended
we should put that on the list.
7 years until he couldn't.
That one's going to be really good.
I don't like cosmic horror very much.
I love cosmic horror as of just like the last 6 months or something.
Have you read The Ballad of Black Tom?
No.
I feel like that's the cosmic horror book. It's like a kind of retelling of H.P. Lovecraft.
Okay.
But like Jim Crow South, written by a black author.
Cool.
With like a jazz. There's 2 parts to it. Like it's 2 almost distinct stories that tie together, and it's very, very interesting.
Cool.
It's like Harlem,
nice,
or something like area. Also, the cover for Vampires at Sea doesn't seem like people are liking this book very much, but I'm so obsessed with the cover still. I think that's all my recommendations to throw out there.
I think I've seen that cover you're talking about with the vampire one. That one's definitely cool. Can you add the Paul one to our list? Yeah. Because I remember that, and I completely forgot about that book until you just said that. I think Books and Lala was talking about it in like one of her releases videos, and I remember clocking that, being like, I need to read that. That sounds like shit I would love.
Have y'all heard anything about The Hunger We Pass Down?
No.
I don't think so.
I am mesmerized by this cover, and the blurb sounds actually pretty interesting. Unfortunately, it is another mom book, but...
Ain't that just going to be my life for a while?
I guess.
That cover is stunning.
I like the colors.
I do too. I'm trying to think. There was another one.
Doppelganger stories, though. Usually.
Ooh. There's one I wanted to read. It's called Teddy Bears Never Die. That one looked fun.
Ooh. How fun.
Whoa, that's cutie.
It's super cutie.
A grotesque, hilarious, and heartfelt romp. All right.
Honestly, I have a rule for myself that any book that has a hatchet on the cover, I'm interested.
Well, then, Oakland's book will be perfect for you. I am obsessed with the cover for The Scald Crow by Grace Dally.
Me too.
I don't know what it is yet.
Wait, what was the first word? This
Scald?
Scald?
Yeah.
Okay.
No words.
SCALD.
Gotcha.
Shot through the gallows humor and speaking in the voice of a trusted best friend in a self-deprecating horror novel. Samantha, novel.
Wait, what?
Explores medical trauma through Irish folklore, asking, can a sick woman ever be trusted?
It looks good.
Wait, I'm a dumbass. Say that title one more time. Scald what?
Crow.
I put that in. I got
There's like
nothing.
a dash between the two.
Oh
So
my god.
SCALD dash crow.
Goodreads sometimes really doesn't give me what I need.
I only found it because I was looking at the like, oh, you're interested in this? Readers also like this. And then I saw it and I was like, that cover? Teddy Bears Never Die, a horror romance genre mashup you've been waiting for.
I have seen this cover for Scald Crow. That's so cool. It does look good.
Now I feel like we have so many things to read. Next month we'll have the same conversation of, I don't know.
Well, next month we have a refreshed list with new releases to put on
Thank
there.
goodness.
Do you guys think the Teddy Bears Never Die one looks interesting?
Yeah, I do. I think that looks awesome.
Yeah.
I have one more I need to tell you about. Hold on. Sorry, I just really love anything that's got like serial killer women or like cannibal women. It's called Man Eater.
I'm into that kind of
The
stuff.
cover is crazy work.
Morgan Elizabeth? No, probably not.
I think maybe.
Surely not that one.
No, Ellie Graves.
Okay. You
That
might want
one
to look at the
looks
cover for Man Eater by Emily Antoinette, because she looks like a baddie. Anyways, Man Eater. Let's try this again.
Okay, Man Eater by Emily Antoinette. Oh, whoa. Hi.
Hold on, what?
I'm so sorry, Alea. Who's the actual book by?
Ryan
It's
Green? I'm finding so many. Not this one.
it's by Emily Graves or Ellie Graves. excuse
Ellie
me.
Graves. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Man Eater Emily Antoinette. I need to read that at some point.
Oh, I love the cover for the Ellie Graves one.
Isn't that fierce?
It's so good.
That needs to be on our list. I saw that cover and I was like,
shut up. Cover.
take my money.
No, Goodreads. I would like to see the cover.
I know. Sometimes Goodreads is like
I found it. Richie, it's kind of giving the vibe of your short film.
oh tea.
Okay. Thank you.
It's giving Richie had eggs in their bra for this.
I will never, as long as I live, forget my co-star saying to me, after I had been pelted with the raw eggs, I had eaten raw liver, and then they were like covering me with like Fruity Pebbles syrup that was mixed with Coke, so it looked like I had blood on me. And we were standing next to each other under an umbrella, and he looked at me and he went, "I'm so sorry, but you smell terrible." And he just walked away, and I was like, I bet. Honestly, King, you're so right. That's the realest shit you've ever said.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Absolutely
blame me,
mortifying.
Rowan.
But I was like, I couldn't even be offended, because I was like, yeah, well,
Ain't that just the way?
stale egg, raw meat, and Fruity Pebble syrup is not exactly the perfume I'm choosing to put on my body. So I guess if you think it smells like shit, like me too,
No,
dog.
the fact that you
Imagine
know
living
that.
in me and having to smell like this.
Imagine being me.
Wow, you think you have it rough? It's on me, Chief. I can't walk away.
Yeah. No, what you went through, not many could do.
That's true.
I love
That's
it. I
nuts.
love a stunt. I begged them. I was like, make me do as many stunts as humanly possible. And there are so many scenes that like probably didn't need to have any like stunt work done or anything like that. And they were like, we'll throw them a bone. And so I got to do so much cool stuff. It was so great. There was a stunt where, and it's like a 2-second frame that I definitely didn't need to fucking do all this for. I jumped off of the top of a dresser and had to like land on the bed without fucking chroming my dome on the ceiling fan. And It was so fun, and I had such a good time. And when you see it in the short film, it is legitimately like 4 frames. It's like nothing. And I love that.
Ain't that just the way? Ain't that
I
just
think
making a movie?
I think I remember you coming to work and like being like, my knees hurt so bad from like doing all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my knees hurt the worst after the egg pelting day because they covered the floor in dish soap and then tin foil and then dish soap, and then they were pelting eggs at me, so there was raw egg in there, and they literally, like, my only direction in that scene was they were like trying to stand up.
That's crazy.
So when you watch me fall, like, every fall is a real fall, and I was banged up after that. And then I also hurt my elbow on a different stunt, which was not my fault, but somebody moved the mat that I was supposed to be landing on, and so I did not land on it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
y'all, I gotta go eat some food.
You say as if we won't end the live and then talk for another hour, but yeah.
I gotta eat some food.
My sister is making food right now.
I recently watched, I don't know if you guys have seen this movie, the Rest in Peace Department.
Oh,
Anybody?
The Ryan Reynolds one?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, I watched that recently and I liked it. And apparently there's a sequel, so I need to watch that.
Diva, all right.
So
I gotta be honest, gun to my head, couldn't tell you a single detail about it, so I assume I probably thought it was fine.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I liked it. But it does piss me off that they have a different actor for the sequel for the same character.
I don't love that.
I don't love that at all.
Who'd they change? Ryan Reynolds?
No, the other guy. I don't know his name. The guy who played Roy. I thought his casting was so good. And I'm like, no, I want the same guy in the sequel.
Jeff Bridges? Yo. Okay, they recast Jeff Bridges. That's kind of wild.
Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling are not the same person, yeah?
True.
Different. Yes, different.
True and factual.
Okay, Ryan Gosling is going to be the Project Hail Mary guy. Ryan Reynolds is not. Okay.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
He's the proposal guy.
He is the proposal guy.
I don't follow actors at all. Couldn't tell you. They all look the same to me. And I don't watch nearly enough movies. So
same.
But I'll watch some reality TV show. That I can't do.
That's fair.
The new Love is Blind is out, and I haven't heard anything about it, which is a bad sign.
Ooh.
I have never seen an episode of Love is Blind, and I don't see that in the cards for me.
I don't think it's out.
I have. It's one of those where it's like, I could do Love is Blind and just listen to you and say no within 5 minutes. I don't need to see you to say no.
Yeah.
You have standards, though.
Well,
that's
some of them just their voice and like the stuff they talk about. I'm like, it's a no. One guy I saw,
it's not real bad.
Yeah. One guy was like singing to this girl.
To come off conservative when they all clearly are. They're all trying to hide it.
It's weird.
Bad.
The vibes are weird already.
Oh no!
All the dudes, weird hair. Problematic.
Yeah.
No.
One of the guys that almost made it to he made it to the altar. Got dumped, thank God. Like, basically cheated and like did a lot of really weird stuff. And then Netflix said, Cinematic Universe, let's bring him back for the perfect match. No. He didn't make it very far in that either.
Okay, here's the problem. The perfect match does really intrigue me, but knowing that it's only made up of people from Netflix shows I have not seen, I'm like, do I need the lore? I'm not going to watch 6 shows. It's like trying to jump into the Avengers post-Endgame. Like,
right.
I don't have time for the lore.
I had not seen a single Marvel movie until Endgame.
And I respect that hustle. I don't have time for the lore.
I'm going to be so honest with you. The way that I have a Canva, like, whiteboard, where it's just like me slowly piecing together the Netflix cinematic universe for the video that I may or may not someday ever make.
Okay.
So I understand that entirely.
Oh, how's Moby Dick going? Speaking of videos you might make.
Oh, yeah.
She forgot about Moby Dick in favor of of control.
It's not even that. Like, I also wanted to read Wuthering Heights because like all the discourse was coming out, and so I was like, I would like to read that.
I
even though
love
probably
Wuthering
won't
Heights.
see the movie now.
Yeah.
But then like again, I was like 5 reading vlogs, haha. I won't post for a week, so I've just been kind of going through it with like not reading right now, and I'm trying.
They gave out merch. It's a nasty little. It's the flimsiest, shittiest little makeup compact you've ever seen in your life. Hey, it's you guys.
Oh my god.
It says Wuthering Heights. It's so dumb. I love it so much. I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, I feel like after all like the Wicked merchandise at the theaters, that's nothing.
The merch that we get is so wild.
Merch. It's something.
True. I do. Have I shown you guys my Megan popcorn bowl?
No.
Is this for Megan 2?
No, it was for Megan 1. It was just old and I found it in the theater.
Incredible.
Love to see it.
Temptation Island. No, that's the reality TV show everyone's got to watch. They're bringing it back for season 2.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, it's crazy. It's probably the craziest reality TV show I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
I picked everything in my house to make that trek. It was unbelievable. So this is Megan.
Oh, I hate that.
And if you turn her around, you put the popcorn in here.
I don't like it.
No.
And then, well, no, guys, wait, because the best part is,
I don't like it.
Girl, there's a reason why that was there, and you should have left it where you found it.
Yeah, no, she's mine now. She's great. I don't think my sister likes it very much, but
I don't either.
No, me either. Hate that for you.
Yeah, she's chilling. She's fine. We're friends.
That's creepy AF.
Temptation Island, though,
she
is
can
where
watch
they take
over me.
3 couples that are like on the rocks, and it's like the ultimatum kind of, but they put them on this island, and then the girls go to this house with all these men, like 20 singles, and then the men go to this house with 20 female singles, and then you just get to watch the men cheat the whole time, and then the women have to sit at a bonfire and watch it happen.
Oh my god, I've seen this. I've seen the clips of this.
And somehow they suckered more people to sign up for it for season 2, knowing what happened with season 1. I'm so excited.
Wait, what's the title of it?
Temptation Island.
Yes.
The new one, not the old one.
Gotcha. I've definitely seen the clips of this season 1 you're discussing where the guys are just fucking cheating the whole time.
Yeah, it's a wild show. I've never felt so sick watching a reality TV show, but it's also so entertaining. But it's like, why would you ever even sign up for this? Why would you put yourself through this? You know it's not going to go well. Crazy. That one has
honestly, I think they should have married people go on shows like that. Like, I would love to go on that, where Peyton and I both get separated, and I just get to roast all of these men. Oh my god, I would love to do that. I would eat that shit up. Yeah. You know what? I'd like to go on a reality show and be like a guest person, where like the single girls are like investigating all the dudes, and they come to me and tell me who they like, and I just get to rip all these men on TV. I think that would be so
really well in that job.
I would love that shit. I would eat that shit up.
If you were like an F-Boy Island consultant for the girlies.
Yes. I just want to talk to the girls. Like, I want to sit there and like see the guys, and then I want to see who they like and be like, that's interesting. Let's talk. Let's get into that a little bit. Tell me about your date. What did he say?
Therapy with Alea.
I would love that. That's fun.
But I think that's honestly an ideal job for you.
Yeah, truly.
I think that would be fabulous. I just want to sit there. I'm just going to wear a cute little dress, and I just get to sit there and be like, let's get into it. Don't pick somebody who's
what Alpha Academy is, where they like have like it's an old reality TV show, like probably early 2000s as well, where like girls sign up their boyfriends because they're tools, and they're like these alpha males, and just like bad guys in general, and just like do bad things, and like sit through like therapy sessions to try and like work through it and like make them be better.
I mean, they could also just break up with them.
Are crazy.
That's interesting.
What is the show called?
It might be Tool Academy now that I'm saying it out loud.
That's funny. Honestly, I think they could use a consultant for the
Alpha Academy might have been the European one or something, or like what they thought they were going on.
According to Google, Alpha Academy is a WWE thing.
Interesting. Yeah. No, it's Tool Academy. There's like 2 seasons, I think, 2 or 3.
I think they need to have a consultant for the girlies on Temptation Island, because I saw some clips where like some of the girls like took back their cheating men, and they had all this video of like them cheating, and they were just like, "It's fine."
One of the girls. So there's 3 couples. One went so horribly bad. One had a threesome and then got it out of his system, and then they went and got back together. And then the third one ended in a proposal.
I remember that. I did not remember the threesome one.
Yeah, that was like one of the hardest ones because she was genuinely so nice and so trusting in him. And it's very sad for like the women's perspectives, but entertaining on the men's side to just be like, I can't believe that you're being recorded and this is how you act.
That's crazy work.
That's the thing that's always baffling to me about reality TV, though, is that... Sorry, I wanted to make sure Megan was in the shot, but now I'm not in the shot. You know the cameras are on.
Right. That's true.
The threesome I did go into the bathroom where there was no cameras, but like you could watch all of them go in and hear the sounds. And like there's like one clip of like, the camera that snuck in that like sees like the handprint and like goes down the glass. It's bad.
It's like the camera's in the bathroom, but they're doing it in the shower.
Yeah.
But you can't see them. It's gross.
And then at like bonfire nights, they like show what their partner is getting up to for the last week, and they only see color like.
Do the girls not get to cheat?
No, they can.
They just don't.
They do eventually. It's like after they see their partners do stuff, and they like kind of come to the decision of like, why would I stay with you? Then they kind of explore.
And then the guys get mad that their girl cheated after they've already cheated like hella.
Yes, exactly.
That's like the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's hypocritical, crazy.
Yeah,
work. And then they get back together after.
One of the women did that. The other 2 were pretty like consistent throughout.
I just think that's crazy work.
And somehow it got a season 2.
I don't understand.
To watch that, see how bad it went for everybody, and then somehow get more people to sign up for it is
I just think that's so toxic and weird. Yeah. And that's where I need to be a consultant, because I'd be like, look, we can't be going back and dealing with this. So that's where it's like, let's have your boyfriend be a shitbird. You can see that. And then let's get you somebody who doesn't suck. And let's get the shitbird out of here. We don't need him. I don't know. There needs to be more consulting happening there, because the girlies are not getting it.
Yeah, there is like a consultant for Temptation Island, but I wouldn't say that he's fantastic, because he does kind of excuse the men's behaviors at time, and he like kind of sides with them, where he's like, well, yeah, he might have kissed first or did this thing that you don't like first, but you're now kind of doing it too, and like tries to have those therapy sessions, but I don't think he has.
That's not a therapy session. That's a no. That's a no. I just think that the girls are too trusting and also like excusing bad behavior. No, you don't have to do that.
That's who they cast on these shows, though. There wouldn't be a show if people weren't dumb.
That's true.
I just think they need to make shows that are better.
Real.
I don't know.
I don't know if you can have reality TV with like normal, okay people. They kind of have to be. They kind of have to be fame focused, where they just want to be an influencer.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be entertaining, but also make bad decisions, and then still come out on top because they're famous and now rich. It's like the whole point of going on a Netflix show.
Thing is, I feel like the people who are on those shows don't even make that much money.
Oh, some of them make a lot of money.
I feel like you have to like do it a lot to make a lot of money.
Oh, not even. I mean, yes, but usually what happens is like you have a really successful run in your show, you get the Instagram fame, you get sponsorships, and then Netflix wants to bring you back to cash you in because people are going to want to watch it, and it becomes this vicious cycle.
Gotcha. I don't know.
Crazy.
But I'd like to be on one where I give advice and also get to roast people who are bad. That would be fun.
I think you just need to watch either old reality TV show or current and just have a commentating channel where you can just give advice and then also roast, and then you don't have to like.
That's true.
Be on the TV and like do it in front of them and like have to deal with it actually happening around you, because I don't think you would have the patience. I think you'd
That's probably true.
like, no, shut it down.
I think you'd be really good on one of those shows that's like a Flavor of Love or Rock of Love or Shot at Love with Tila Tequila, where it's like one person and like 58,000 people or whatever.
Yes.
I think you'd be very good at being like best friend to the titular of love. I think you'd probably do better there than trying to mentor 19 women at once for making the dumbest decision of their lives.
Yeah, that's too much. It's got to be like a Bachelorette situation where it's like one girl and like a lot of guys. That would be fun. I don't know.
Halfway to Temptation Island, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think we just need to watch that and have commentary over it, and bada boom, you've done it.
God. I don't get it. It like so the guys just go on it because they want to sleep around? Is that just the whole reason why they're agreeing?
Because they agree before they go in, being like, this is our rule. Like, one couple is like, hey, this is your chance to explore. And the other two couples are like, hard no, you can't cheat. And then proceed
just
to
can't imagine setting my partner up for failure like that. To be frank, like if we're already at a point where we're going on Temptation Island, for me to then be like, and don't cheat on me, like, girl, you're on literally Temptation Island. Like, I don't know. I feel like the couple who's just like, whatever, like, okay, that makes more sense to me. Get it out of your system now.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the man's idea. He's like, well, I got it out of my system, so I'm actually ready to settle down now. I just really like threesomes.
Okay.
Work, diva.
I guess my question too is
the mental gymnastics that just makes me entertain, where it's like,
truly
justify.
If your man is not cheating, then what's he supposed to do in a house full of girls for a week?
And his two bros
who are busy cheating.
Literally, my man would be drawing on everything. They'd come back and the walls would have weird the whole place would be covered in art. He would be like,
I'm tracking every little movement so that I can report everything that's not shown, because there are times where they do some batshit things and they don't show it to the women.
That's crazy.
And they don't find out until the show comes out. So I would probably be that person that's like, and I'm just keeping a little burn book here of just everything that's happening. Later share it the tell-all.
Dude, I'd just be straight up like knitting or crocheting or whatever, giving everybody else advice. I'd be sitting there crocheting a fucking sweater. Be like, you should break up with your man. He's really toxic. Did you see he was like boning with that girl? Oh my god, I can't believe he did that.
And then the challenges come around and you're like, oh no, I don't want to do a challenge. I just want to stay in the little beach house.
I guess that doesn't make for very exciting TV.
No, that's why you wouldn't get cast. They want the really entertaining, messy people.
They want messy, dumb people who just do things and don't think about consequences, I guess.
True.
Well, what is Nellie doing? I think she got into my closet. She's doing something. Steal my shit.
As they do. I have a box of like fake leaves over there that I put up for autumn, and my cats love to hang out in that drawer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nellie always tries to eat my, like, garlands and stuff on my bookshelf.
Yeah. Hinata really likes, like, the silvery, like, ribbon that you have for Christmas. And she'll, like, balloon string, basically. And she'll just try to down that whole thing one go. It's very dangerous for her, and I don't like it. So I try not to keep it in the house. But anyways, you need to eat.
Yes, I do. I do. It's late our time. It's 7:30.
Yeah, I'm like a solid 2 hours behind, so I still got like that momentum.
So, yeah, Richie and I are like in the dark, like
Sam, no more.
Okay, well, thank you guys for reading with me and yapping about books. Excited about Layla and the Warden for next month. That's going to be really fun.
And Layla.
Yeah. Oh,
exciting.
And Layla.
Oh, Layla's going to be good.
Layla's going to be crazy.
I'm ready.
Are we committing to buddy reading Layla in the moment? So
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't think it's going to get as crazy as Verity. I think we read them in the wrong order.
I also think that it might not be a bad idea to try and bang out 50 pages if we can before we get on, so that we don't have to spend our first stop being like, well, they've introduced the characters.
Yeah, I agree.
But...
That sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, I'll get some shit scheduled so we know what we're doing.
Heck yeah.
Just let me know when I take off work that day.
Okay. Sounds good.
I had this in my calendar too. I couldn't be as excited about it because I told you guys 2 days before how excited I was.
I know. I was like, so Sam knows because she's excited.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought you were sending that to see if I was still alive after I didn't respond to the other stuff. That was kind of like a test the waters of is this still happening? It's going to happen. If it's not, let me know now. And then you were like, yeah, it's going. And I said, cool, I won't read the book.
Nice, Sam.
As you do.
Well, Sam, read the book.
Read the book. Let us know.
Yeah. Also, Richie, I need to know the end. I need to know your opinion on the end. Because Sam and I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You just have to read it and then be like, okay, dumbasses, this is the breakdown. This is what.
Yeah,
I know that's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna read it and be like, what do you guys think? I agree with you both.
I don't know if Sam and I know what happened.
We'll see. I'll keep you posted.
All right. I think Richie and I are getting sleepy.
A little bit. I'm sorry.
We got to dip. No, it's not. It's 7:30, bro. We're good.
Not late.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.